when I got the bitch message.
Which one?
Huh?
I refer to it as a collective.
I mean, it's accurate.
Okay, fine. Well, we'll give you a chance when we take a break to go and become a person again. Actually, that might take longer than 15 minutes for you. All
What
right.
was that?
Nothing. So, who wants to do the recap for last session?
Go start.
Last session's dogs got scritched, shades attacked, paladins died, paladins didn't die, ghouls attacked, ranger died, ranger didn't die, and then a fleshbot baby got murdered in a ritual of doom.
All right.
You forgot Paladin attacked and Shadowgas died. And died.
Can't blame you
I'm
for
sorry.
forgetting.
Was there a shadow gas? I just remember there being a stain on the floor.
Yeah.
Hey, Tarmac, go open the chest.
Yep.
That was pretty funny, honestly.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good.
The completely unlocked chest. All right. Good job. Already you have an inspiration. It expires at the end of this session.
Honestly, like, it's not that long ago, so, like, we don't really... It's not like half our campaigns where we fucking need a in-depth recap. Because it's been fucking 2 years since we
Yeah. All right.
You know, next time it's just gonna be what happened last session. We're just gonna post the whole video of what happened last session.
Yeah, right. All right, everyone, show
We'll just
up.
watch it really quick. We'll know exactly what happened.
It's
All right,
only
everyone,
7
show up
hours
4
long.
hours
Yeah.
before the session. Or 6 hours before the session. All right. So, with the defeat of Walter and the still pinned to the point of Maurice's pickaxe, the house begins to shudder, and swarms of maggots begin to fall from the walls, rise up out of the floor and drop from the ceiling, slowly beginning to fill the room. I'm gonna need everyone to quickly roll initiative.
Whoa, fuck. What? Huh? Yeah.
You are not in combat. You are not in combat. You are rolling initiative so that I can keep track of things that are going to show up later.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, I should probably, like, open roll 20 and fucking get my character... I'm used to us not starting for 30 minutes.
I got a 9.
All right.
Don't worry, guys. I got a 3.
Yeah, it's a big 3.
Let
Big 3.
me move to here. Areta, we can post photos, but honestly, I'm going to assume you guys are basically going to move as a single unit through the death house, or like through your escape, so you don't need to separately move your token. If that's okay, we can post. If someone could post pictures occasionally, just to keep updated on what's going on.
I can try to also open roll 20. I think it will just take forever for it to open up. Just don't expect me to rolling anything on there.
Oh, are you not able to...
I don't get internet until Thursday.
Who rolled a 9?
Oof.
Reddit did, I believe.
I rolled a 9, yes.
Javier, did you roll?
Yeah, I got a 3.
Nice.
I'm
Clippius?
opening things.
21.
No. 21? Jesus. Nice 19.
Jesus has nothing to do with it, Gary.
All right. And we're good. After this session, I'll put together a new token for Tarmac. And then let me roll for Maurice.
Rest in peace.
Maurice still inside of
Yes.
No,
I
not
think-
at the moment.
I was gonna say, didn't you say like
That's where
all
we
the
ended.
meat basically slumped off of her?
Yeah,
no.
basically, as it collapsed into the ground. Let
Big
me pull up
yikes.
Maurice's character sheet.
I'll slump off your meat.
Please do. Also, so I think actually the only person I haven't explained this to is Areta. So for this portion for the escape, we'll be running a skill challenge. The skill challenge works by you guys will encounter an issue, and and one person will get to make a skill check to try and get through the situation. I have a few ideas for possible skill checks, but I leave the creativity up to you. You can use spells, you can use skills, or whatever, but you can only use a given spell or cantrip once per skill challenge per player. So Areta could use athletics, but then for one challenge, but then Areta couldn't use athletics again until the end. Cuvier, however, still use athletics.
All right.
Sen?
Just as a quick reminder, because Maurice is not here, I'll be saving
Maurice-
my complete takedown of his character until
Yes.
he shows up again.
I'm just
Yes.
gonna
Yeah.
re-roll it.
Maurice will not really be participating in this skill challenge unless you guys are really stuck on something. But I will still, if you guys really want Maurice to, I can have Maurice do something, but I'm going to prefer that you guys take the initiative on this.
Well, I took my initiative, and it's only a 13, Gary.
Oh, hold on. I rolled that in real life before I did Maurice. That's 11.
I'll roll you in real life.
Sending. All right. So. Oh man. So. As the maggots begin to fill the room, you look around to see the portcullis has slammed closed, blocking your exit. And which, at least at first glance, seems to be your only way out. What do you guys do?
Has the chanting stopped?
The chanting has stopped.
I'm not like if there's an exit, I am heading for the exit. I'm
You
actually no
get to-
hesitate.
The exit is blocked by a large portcullis.
I thought you said like there was like an opening that had just. Am I
No.
dumb? Oh.
Yes. The portcullis appears to be blocking the only exit that you can currently see.
And to clarify, I think you said last time this crank is on this side, not
This
here.
crank
right?
is on the far side. Yes, it is not on the
Okay.
inside.
You
And
said all the maggots
you
are
heard a
like
clank
falling
of
off the ceiling and stuff, right?
The ceiling pouring out of the walls and rising up out of the floor.
Do I see, looking up, if there's any like holes in the ceiling that they're exposing as they're falling down?
Make an investigation check for me.
Is this going to be part of the skill challenge, or is it just going to be?
This is part of the skill challenge. So,
Right.
Congratulations. That is a success.
This probably
And
sounds like hell
looking
for
at-
Cuvier. It's just maggots
like, just-
all over the place.
So looking around, while the portcullis appears to be jammed shut, you think back and you're like, wait, there was another passageway to the right of us. I bet there's a connection. And looking over, you see a slight discoloration on the wall over here. And you identify a secret passage out of the chamber.
Nice.
Cuvier would
All
like
right.
to jump down right next to this, not realizing how deep the water is, because he probably thinks that it's only like a foot or two deep, and then it just sinks. And then he's gonna struggle a bit because he's fucking blind. He doesn't realize how to swim, and
You-
he's just struggling. Then he'll
Splash
sit
around
up
for a
because
moment.
didn't you say it's like 2 feet or something like that deep?
Yeah, it's like
Marco.
2 feet deep. Although as your fingers go in, like
Polo.
it sinks into the soft, writhing mass of maggots,
God, I hate
which
this.
still seem to be quickly rising up and filling the room.
And I'll just run up to because I'm trying to go like around the big mass of flesh mound that's there and try to
As
grab.
you look at it, it is now getting covered in the maggots, which seem to be consuming it.
Oh.
That's disgusting. I'll put one hand on Aretta and one hand on Maurice and be like, "Let's go!" Kind of just hoping that
All right.
one of them leads me out.
Yeah, feel free to move your characters.
I'm shooting
Through
the
there.
wings out, activating Radiant Soul, and I'm gonna start
All
trying
right.
to fly over to the door over here.
Yeah,
All right.
no problem. You make it
If-
as you make it over to the doors. You were saying? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Aretta?
If I'm able, Cuvier, can you go and try to force Aretta to move? She's kind of standing still, completely unaware of what's going on.
You know what I can do is I will give control of Aretta to everyone at the moment. So
No, I'm
everyone is
in
able-
game. Aretta
Yeah.
is currently completely still shocked at what Maurice did and is unaware of the is unaware of the maggotry going on.
Mhm. Although they have started to land on your head. Although it probably feels a little weird since there are vines now blocking some outer sensation.
Probably feels like very heavy rain or something, as
Yeah.
opposed to.
You just feel like something pattering down on you. And as you brush
think-
your shoulder off, you see just these white grub-like masses.
Calipius is just running towards this door that she's identified and just yelling after everyone, just follow me, I found something.
All right, as you rush over to the door, it opens easily at a touch. And 1 second. Well, what you encounter on the need to flip to the correct page. So in there you see the remains of shackled prisoners, long gone, their bones littering. Some bones in here, but it seems most of the prisoners that were here have since been removed.
Just imagine Maurice and Aretta are right up there with me.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Oops.
Whoa, why did everything just change?
Because I clicked the wrong
Dimension
thing.
shifted 5 feet.
Yeah. So Maurice
Earthquake.
follows through as well. Going into that room, the only thing you notice is up against the far wall is a it appears to be a
Everything just
skeleton.
got smaller.
What? No, that's you.
Yeah, it stayed the
That's
same size for
entirely
me.
you. Is a appears to be a skeleton clad in a tattered black robe. But as you enter this room, you notice the maggots they seem to follow you and start to rise up out of the floor and fall from the walls and ceiling here as well. Yep. So heading up through the reliquary room, unless you guys want to do something with the skeleton.
Probably just because it's close quarters and everything, I'm just gonna grab Cuvier's hand so he kind of knows where to go. So I know he can't see right now.
Perfect.
But I'm ignoring anything in our path. I'm just trying to get the fuck out.
Yeah, and I'm
Alright,
kind of
dang.
dragging Aretta behind me, just like, oh, we're going this way.
All right.
We're conga line in this.
Yep.
Our Mac is yeet, just bonus action dash. Fucking, I'm ignoring
Alright.
all the bone boys. I know
Alright, so-
skeletons are like my iconic thing, but not today.
Did you say there was one with
Yep.
like a robe or something that was on him?
Yep, the one all the way at the back of them.
Oh. If it was right in the way, I would have tried to grab the robe, but I don't really feel like going back in order to.
Backtracking.
Yeah.
Let me temporarily turn off the dynamic lighting. Can you guys see everything now?
Yes.
I
All
see
the things.
a little boy right here. What's going on
yep,
there?
I can see things.
Oh, that's the person you killed earlier.
Oh, okay.
The one we.
All right. So, you guys make your way out through there, and you start heading up the stairs. Feel free to move yourselves to the stairs at the stairs over here.
I like that because of the weird way the dynamic lighting was going, we had all placed ourselves in cells along the.
Yeah. All right, so you guys sprint your way up the stairs. The maggots pouring and filling the rooms behind you. You now have a few options of directions to go.
I give
And
my
Maurice
thumbs up
did
to.
bring the body with him. Or with her.
Okay. I mean, I don't see any reason we wouldn't just go out the way we came in.
Oh, do we want to drop the body on the way?
Is it still like shaking and shit?
Oh wait, no. We're supposed to bury it at the threshold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Colin, are you on the map for you right now?
Yeah.
You might want
I
to
see myself.
refresh because on my screen you're to the left of the stairway.
Yeah, you're not on the map on anyone else's screen.
So it might have shifted
Okay.
for you
Yeah.
and then just didn't shift.
Yeah,
back.
I got a really weird where the entire map looked different.
That I accidentally moved the map at one point, and then I reset
Okay,
it. But
yeah.
it fixed for everyone but you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm back now. I see.
All right.
Yeah,
perfect.
that was weird. I can't. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I go
So-
back real quick and
um,
squish the doggo
you-
statue?
Oh man, look at that! 7 more shadows appear and instantly kill you.
I don't see them. They're not there.
I can fix that. Do you want me to fix that?
Oh, goodbye.
Yeah, why are you so scared of your own shadow?
I don't see my own shadow. I'm not afraid of my own shadow. What are you talking about?
Touche.
So, as you make it back into this area, the stairs over here, it looks almost like the house has started to collapse and dirt and rubble have fallen and blocking the stairwell.
Right.
Here, and here.
Oh.
Where was that third click? Sorry.
There were only 2. It was just here and here.
Okay.
This side.
I guess we really only got one way to go then.
Yes.
Well, how long would it take for
actually-
us to clear the rubble?
Well,
Does
if you
it
would
look like
to try and
completely
clear
collapsed, or is it like a real thin, like you can kind of see through
So
it?
this appears completely collapsed. However, a quick inspection reveals that you could probably clear that one. However, as you're moving through there, you do notice already you would notice that the planks here seem slightly rotten. However, as Cuvier moves across them,
I was gonna say I don't see that, so I would
you-
just keep going.
I need you to make a
Alright.
dexterity saving throw. As soon as your foot steps into this area, it begins to collapse out from under you. People will still have a chance to react depending on. Yeah. So as you feel your foot start to push through the floor, you take a step back and manage to catch yourself rather than falling into the pit, which the sudden noise reveals that there are spikes down at the bottom of this 10-foot deep hole.
Huh. Don't fall into the hole. And then I'll
Luckily,
kind
I'm
of
flying.
Carmack, who was definitely
Wee.
about to start just sprinting ahead of everyone in order to get out of the house, is now maybe I can just hang back.
and I'll kind of stop at the split in the thing, and I'll be like, it sounds like that way's not completely blocked. Does somebody want to help me clear it so we don't have to go all the way around?
It sounds like that way is not completely.
I
Yeah,
can
can do
attempt,
it.
but it
I
would
just
probably
knock
be
on the
better to have
wall and
someone
find
else
where the
help.
stud is.
Yeah.
So, if
I
you
can
wish to
provide you
clear
with
that,
guidance.
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll
for
try
sure.
to clear it
This
then.
this isn't going to be part of the check, but this is just going to add a little bit of time. Yeah, you can make an athletics check to try and clear the. This doesn't count against your athletics, however.
Okay.
You make an athletics check. for this.
Athletics.
All right.
I will
Rather
Can you
than
make,
provide
going
guidance.
can you
around
make
it.
Plus
athletic?
a
Can she make?
D4.
Can
Should
Cuvier
make
do
what?
it with advantage because Aretta's helping?
Cuvier doesn't need to, but for this, since it wasn't part of it, you could have, but you rolled a 24 with guidance. So, yeah,
Just
you,
starts
no
digging like a
problem. You're
fucking
able,
dog.
like, yeah, basically.
Lancelot,
like,
help!
you pick- yeah, Lancelot helps, and you're able to quickly clear away enough space that you can crawl over the top and in towards the dining room.
Deep, deep, deep.
All right, as you all make your way into the dining hall, screams rend the darkened depths. Screams for mercy, for help, for a quick end. You come across a man chained to the wooden table, thrashing and screaming. A gash runs the length of his belly, from which blood pulses out to the beat of his heart. How or where he came from doesn't matter, but in the distance you hear them, the cultists, chanting, hungering. Can you silence him before the ravenous cannibals come upon you?
Can I actually see him?
Yes. Like pretty much through echolocation, he's sitting there screaming.
Is he fully
I'm-
chained down to the table?
Yeah, he's fully chained down to the table. How are you gonna silence him?
Honestly,
Human?
fucking Tarmac would just ignore him. He's just running past him. Man.
So this is part of the challenge.
Heal him?
To ignoring him would count will draw attention to you guys more and slow your escape.
Heal him? Is he screaming in pain or like?
Wait,
Yes, he
Oh,
has
he's
a
tied.
massive gash running
This
down
is-
the so.
I'm sorry.
go on.
This is a wooden table.
It's a wooden table to which he is chained down to. There is a gash running the length of his belly from which blood is pouring out.
All right.
He is screaming and writhing and seems to be drawing the attention of cultists
Yeah.
that are
if you
wandering
wanna,
the halls.
if you want to heal him, and I'll see if I can smash the table.
I can't. I've used
I
all
can't
my
either.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
How
Medicinal
bad does he
checks
look?
are an option for healing. You don't.
Okay.
You wouldn't need a. Oh well, no, you would need a healing kit for that actually.
How
I'm
bad
going
does he
to-
look?
All right. I have.
Wait,
healing
I have
spells.
an.
Right,
I've
so-
got something.
Oh.
So it seems to be drawing cultists from somewhere, right?
Yes.
And fucking. Okay, the direction that we're heading. Do I have any idea where these cultists would be coming from? Like, can I hear them?
It sounds like they're coming primarily from this direction, although you also hear noises from up here. Like this whole area seems to have been sort of suffused cultists. What were you thinking? What is your plan? Walk me through.
Basically, I want to fucking use magical tinkering, create a little object that is imitating his noise, and throw it in another direction to draw the cultists that way. Basically,
Okay.
distract them.
Yeah, you can do that. Make a deception check for me.
All right.
Yeah. With the magical tinkering, you record his screams. And then
It's real gross about that one.
yeah, and then throw it down one of the hallways, covering his mouth in the same movement.
Yeah. I was also
this-
checking if I had any duct tape in my fucking.
This and with that, the cultists seem to head in that direction, and you seem to have made it through the encounter.
He's
All right.
still like we just have Tarmac's hand
I-
over his mouth, right?
As you do that, the spirit vanishes from the table, and your way.
Yeah, I
is
think
clear.
it was this was a ghost fucking with us.
I was definitely gonna just kill him.
Yeah, like Tarmac was thinking about it.
Kuvier is just really confused right now because there was just a body on the table that was moving, and now it's just gone. He's just like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Just like,
You
Tomac,
do still
nice
hear
one.
this-
Keep moving. Keep moving.
You do
I
still
have
hear
food
the
that's
screams
about
of
to arrive,
Tarmac's
so I'll be
device
back.
and Tarmac's device in the corner. Okay.
Jesus.
And the quiet whimpers of Tarmac. Okay, I'll be back. I have to go pick up food.
All
All
right.
right, for sure.
I'll
So-
grab Clippius and Areta again and just be like, "Whoever's leading, just go. Get us the fuck out of
Alright,
here."
You guys sprint your way towards the stairs. Hold on a second. Where? There we go. Okay. So, as you guys make your ways toward the stairs, you see the mortared walls of the staircase have been covered in swarms of infant spiders. As you begin to flee up the steps, an enormous spider climbs up the depths, seeking to drag you below. Have you guys tried to fend off the spider?
What's it look like besides just being big?
Like what kind of information are you trying to gather from that?
Like, is it like a big tarantula, or are we talking like a big like black widow spider?
A big
or...
black widow type spider.
Okay.
Actually, no.
Like,
It looks more like a giant tarantula. Actually,
How big
Yeah.
are we talking? Like dog sized,
Like-
person sized?
like person sized.
Can I cast Word of Radiance? Because you said it was like everything is swarming against the walls. If I cast Word of Radiance, then that's like hits everything. That's not
Okay,
my
yeah.
buddies.
You're gonna try to use your cantrip to subdue the spider and clear the way.
Yeah.
I like that. Make a charisma check for me, with advantage. A charisma check with proficiency.
Intimidation. Hey!
Easy. Yeah, no problem. With that, everyone but Cuvier is able to see the bright steering light that burns from the. Well, Cuvier, describe to me how this Word of Radiance looks.
I think like he's probably like gripping onto Clippius, like just like her robe, just like the back of her robe, and he just sees like the walls are starting to get like really fuzzy and starting to move, and he's just like, I don't know what this is, but I have had enough of it. Like, and he just calls out, he's just like, enough! And just as he said it, just like a pulse of just like it. Usually when he does it, it's like a pulse of like almost golden white light. It's very slightly a little bit rather than just like shooting straight out, it's kind of a little wild, so it's got like a little almost like fire aspect to it now. And then it just like burns all of the spiders and stuff like that.
Perfect. And some of the gold is almost faded to a sickly green as you cast it. Very good. So you're able to safely make it up the stairs.
When we get to the top of the stairs, I'm making sure everyone's out before we keep going. Like, I'm pushing them past me to count everyone.
There we go. Let's remove the dynamic lighting. So as you come up into the top of the house, you are in. Okay. So yeah, you arrive up there and you see the door, the previous balcony that led it to the outside of the house is now just a window that appears to have been bricked over,
Well, that's fun.
trapping you inside.
The walls of this house, what are they made of?
So the walls of the house appear to be wood, but as you're looking, maggots start spilling out of them again as well.
Gary, this is kind of an important question. Is it very clearly a textured wall that you can see it's brick now instead of glass? Or that I can hear that it's brick instead of glass?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll this. Just take the lower one. 9.
Oh, it already rolled with disadvantage. Okay, yeah.
No, it rolled
9.
with advantage.
It's
But yeah, take 9.
It's hard to tell. You remember there was the window there, but those of you looking, it appears to have been bricked up on the outside.
God, this is gonna be stupid. Expecting that it's still a glass window, I was kind of hoping that I would be able to run at it and like elbow it open, like break it kind of. And I just
As you run up,
I'm gonna
no.
I'm gonna catch Cuvier right before he collides with the window. Or with
Cuvier
the
starts to
brick.
sprint towards the window.
just breaks the elbow. Just what the fuck
Cookies,
is
what were
that?
you gonna do as well?
I was just gonna call out like no and try and like reach out to grab his hand.
As you yell no, Areta spins and reaches to grab Cuvier and is able to successfully stop you before you try to leap out of a
Out of a bricked up window.
window.
Just go through the window.
Just maybe to prove the point, take Cuvier's hand, rub it against the brick, and then start pulling him down the stairs.
Thank you.
Alright.
I will follow.
As you guys head down the stairs, you reach the move your tokens over to here for me. You reach this balcony, and as you reach the balcony, you see the door to the bathroom over here. You hear the sound of rushing water, and suddenly the door explodes outwards into splinters, and a flood of filthy water crashes down, threatening to push you back into this room.
Just
what are
as
you
as we
gonna-
go through the door right here into this room when we came down the stairs, I'll kind of yell out, "Is this door a door yet, or did that get filled too?"
Well, currently you're here, and there's a flood of water washing down and threatening to push you away.
I'm gonna try to grab the railing next to me, and at the same
Okay.
time look over the edge.
All right.
Is there anything different about like staircase?
Nothing immediately strikes you as different about the staircase.
Can I turn around and
Although-
just slam the door behind me, so we don't get pushed into the room?
Slam this door?
Yeah. Like slam
Okay.
it shut.
Yeah, hold on a second. So I'll give you a few options here. One of you can make a survival check to use knowledge about how to avoid floods and successfully weather your ground without using strength, or someone that hasn't used athletics check, for instance, could try and just try and withstand it through brute force. Or if you guys have another idea on how to deal with it, I'm also open to ears, including spells. Or
Alright.
ideas, not ears.
Well, I'm not hearing any other options, so I guess athletics.
Yeah.
What happening? Sorry.
So first off, what you missed is
23.
you went up the stairs, were chased by a... okay. Yeah. Because you haven't used athletics yet, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Yeah, 23. Easily, Areta, you guys are all able to use Areta basically as a water break as the flood subsides.
Not the first time Tarmac's hidden behind Areta.
And the flood subsides, allowing you to all brace yourselves and move on to the next challenge. You have a few options. You know there's a balcony out this way, as well as one out in the master bedroom. Which one would you like to go to? From the nursemaid suite, you hear the saw. You hear like the It sounds like someone in labor.
Alright,
From this
well-
side, you are too far away to hear anything.
We put the body of Maurice put the body of the nursemaid in the oven in the kitchen, if I'm not mistaken.
We took
Actually,
it
was
out though.
upstairs in the previous room. If you guys took it out, I'll allow you to say you have the.
Wait,
bones
Maurice
with you.
put a body in an oven?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
In
you
a
weren't there
fire
for
in a
that.
stove, a wood stove. But we took it. No, we took it out of the oven and we put it in like the crate that was right there, like
Yeah.
back in the crate
Yeah,
that
I
we
don't
found
remember
her in.
exactly what you did with it, but I will allow you to have grabbed it.
I vote labor room over the thing we don't know.
Are we trying to make it to one of the balconies, or are we just trying to leave through the front door?
That's 100% what I'm leaving up to you guys. I'm just balcony. 2 people can fly. We have chances
I'm
with
pretty
balconies.
good at acrobatics.
I'm going to the balcony.
All right.
Right.
I'll pick up Lancelot and follow right after Clypius.
So as you rush towards the door, you hear a woman shout, "Tell me to push one more time, Inala. One more time, I swear to the Morning Lord." But her curses are quickly consumed by cries of pain. As you peek into the room, women crowd around a young girl laying in bed, her feet up. Her face twists with pain while a midwife says, "The baby's coming, but gods, its ankles first." The balcony, your only way out of this accursed manor, lies nearby. With frustrated horror, you see that the door has been replaced with bloodied scythe blades that seem to spin even quicker whenever the girl's contractions rage.
Well, that's not
Do
fun.
I see the baby's ankles?
No, you don't have a good view. There are too many.
Oh, no.
Catapult on the baby.
Oh no, I knew
Fucking-
where it was going.
No! You can't cast it on a creature!
The
And
thing
also,
is, yes,
if you guys
yes,
are
you
too
can.
stuck to come up with what to do, I can always offer some options, but I want to see what you guys come up with first.
Do I see any mechanism involved in these scythe blades, or does it really just seem to be spectral blades? Like,
It's spectral blades that seem to be created by the house.
And is there like a space
However,
in
they do
between
seem
them?
to definitely have a pattern to them. But as well as being tied to the contractions with the birth and the difficulties.
These spectral things that we're seeing, they're like ghosts. They're not like tangible people.
They look like real tangible people. But based on your experiences with this house, you know it can create very lifelike
Yeah, because
simulacra.
we were able to
Like the
touch the
children.
rose and thorn that were outside, but those weren't rose and thorn.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, would I be able to use a medicine check to help deliver this baby?
You would indeed.
Can I assist with that?
Can I give encouragement,
I will-
yelling, "Push! God damn it!"
It's one person has to make the check. But I will keep
I
in mind
assist
your
with
guys'
guidance then?
assistant.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
another nat 20. 26.
Jesus.
I was gonna say no guidance. It doesn't need it. So yes, another nat 20. You come over and you've helped numerous animals give birth through all varying difficulties. You muscle the midwife out of the way and quickly and deftly are able to right Walter and ease the birth. As you do this, the scythe blades stop spinning altogether and the figures fade away as you seem to have successfully helped poor Margaret. And your way out to the balcony is now open.
Go out onto the balcony. I will. Oh shit! No, Fuck. I already used Radiant Soul, didn't I?
I think
Did you use it before or after you died?
Well, I know I used it before.
Because I don't think you did. Does anyone remember if she used it after she died, or after?
I don't remember
Kavir
it
used
coming up in
after
the
he died?
fights.
I don't think you
think
used
so.
it in the fight versus Walter. You would have it back because
It would have been in the fight during the ghouls that I would have used it.
Yeah, and that was
yeah, we long rested.
Oh no! You used it in the fight with the ghouls
That's
'Cause-
We long rested.
after the
after
ghouls?
the ghouls.
Yeah.
No, we long rested before the ghouls.
I
You
thought it
long
was
rested
long rest
before
before the
the
ghouls,
ghouls.
and then like a short rest right
okay.
after, or something like that.
I think that's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I thought I could have sworn you used Radiant Soul versus the Shadows.
Yeah,
That was
and
the
then I
fight.
Yeah,
died.
that was the first fight.
Yeah, and then I died, and then after the shadows, we went and long rested. We came down and fight the ghouls.
I didn't think you used it again there, but I defer to you. I don't remember.
I have it marked
wouldn't
as
D&D
used.
Beyond have it marked off?
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
that's
trust
what I'm
D&D
saying.
Beyond.
So I think I used it in the fight against the ghouls.
All right,
Okay.
so looking over the balcony, what kind of drop is this, and where would we be
So,
dropping?
as you look over the balcony, you see what was a 3-story drop, like almost fade to 1,000. As you look over and you see a waterfall in the distance and a steep drop down into oblivion. What would you like to deal? How would you like to deal with this difficulty?
All right. It seems I'm going to take out a little pebble, use magical tinkering to light it up and drop it down to see how illusory this drop is.
As you drop it down, it seems to keep falling and keep falling. It's with how it appears to work, the pebble does not seem to stop early.
Can I whistle as loud as I can to see if, like, there is something there, like, that I can hear, like, reverberates back a lot sooner than what they're seeing?
Make a perception check for me.
Oh, can I help with that? By doing the same thing I just did, but instead have it being like a pulsing sonar rock.
Okay, make your perception check with advantage.
Bink. 16.
Unfortunately, you are let's see. Unfortunately, whatever seems to be creating this effect, it appears to be too powerful for your senses to pierce at the moment.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we're not going. I guess we can't go this way.
I'd rather chance it not be. I'd rather chance it being the actuality as opposed to an illusion at this point. Let's just continue on down the stairs.
Yeah.
As you turn back, the door seems to have slammed shut behind you.
Anybody got
Is
any
there a force
rope?
preventing you from opening the door, or?
Would you like to try?
I mean, I don't have athletics, but I could just try opening the door.
Yeah, you try opening the door. The handle jiggles. It seems
Alright,
to have
let's
locked
see.
you out.
Right,
jump.
right below this
Oh,
you jump.
is
Okay.
Clippius can fly, right?
Clippius, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Not good.
All right. So, as you fly down through the cliff, you're only falling for about a minute, but it feels like an hour. As you slam into the ground, you take 10 points of psychic damage. And you will awaken. Well, I'll deal with and the world fades from your eyes for a moment. Everyone else, you see Clippius just dive off the edge.
Clippius.
Does she just do that?
Well, it looks like she's more than 60 feet away.
I probably just, as I'm jumping, I probably just say, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
So right below this should be the room with the harpsichord, right?
Wait. Okay.
So
Fucking-
so if I
What
climb
have we got
down,
on us, it could be rope-like.
Yes.
but if I just climb down, basically here, I should be able to get into the window where the harpsichord is. Right?
So you're gonna try to start climbing down?
I turn towards the other two that are still here, like, she just disappeared from my vision. I have no idea how far she just fell.
Okay. Listen. I can, I'm probably the best climber out of all of us, assuming that it lets me use acrobatics.
Gary?
I will let you know, you guys have already made your check for this challenge.
Yeah, but, like, we can climb and whatnot.
Yeah, you can climb, but like for the skill challenge check, it has already been made.
Yeah.
So like you're not limited by that anymore.
Okay.
'Cause I think we should.
That's all I was getting at with it. Like now you are free
Yeah.
to use whatever skills you would like to use to try and make it out of this.
I think we should climb down to this, and if we can get into this room, take the wire from the harpsichord and the harp, and tie them together to make like a makeshift rope.
I don't think that could hold us.
Wire from a piano?
It'll probably slice the shit out of your hands.
Yeah, like it'll hold us just fine. It's just the tying it together would eat into your hands a bit, depending on if you.
You tie yourself together, jump, get cut in half.
Yeah. No, but like,
No,
because. Okay, this is Melissa knowing how piano wire and stuff like that is made. It's like a wire, and then it's a very thin wire that's wrapped about a bajillion times around that wire. And so it is very strong.
Alternatively, we could use the bed sheets in this room if we could get on inside. Tomac, do you have any way to get inside?
Okay, I'll take a look at the door.
all right. Taking a look at the door, there do not appear to be any obvious locks on the outside.
What's this again?
Which what?
A
Like this-
window into the
That is
nursery?
that was a window. It now appears to be solid wall.
All right, if I peek my head over the edge, can I see the window below us that we'd be trying to get into? Is it gone?
Peeking below, you don't see the window.
Yeah. Okay. I think all the windows are delete.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Let's just gather everything that we have on us that can be rope-like.
I have my clothes.
I also have my clothes. That is it.
My clothes.
You
That's
have my
enough
vines.
bonds.
Everyone just gets
Oh.
naked and makes a rope.
Can we break off some vines from...
No. I am not breaking vines off of my friend.
If you wouldn't slice your hand with piano wire, you would definitely with these vines.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm trying to think of like.
All right, strange question.
Oh, wait.
If I cast, if I cast Thorn Whip, would I be able to quickly swing off of that, or would I?
You can
Thorn whip for
certainly
fucking-
try.
Let me take a minute to cast Snare and then deliberately use the rope to catch myself by triggering the spell.
I want to cast guidance on Aretta before she uses Thorn Whip to try to
Alright,
catch
go for
herself. Just guidance, just good
Yeah.
luck, good luck.
What even check would that be?
Probably a
Athletics?
wisdom
Spell
check.
casting?
It,
Yeah, it
Like
would
make
probably
a
be
make a
spellcasting.
proficient wisdom check with guidance.
All right, so basically, what? I'm jumping off the edge and trying to grab
Trying
on
to
to get
use-
into the room below.
Yeah, I guess.
like, yeah,
I'm
like,
trying to figure out what you're doing. You tell me what you're doing.
are you trying to like use it as like an Indiana Jones vine and just like, or whip and
I was
whip
thinking
around one
about
of
doing
the
that,
posts?
like, kind of like swinging off of it down below. But yeah.
Actually, like as you do this, just
Like
make
repelling,
the check
basically.
and then make a then make a wisdom save for me.
All right. So you want me to use? So I think spellcasting modifier. Let me check what that is on.
You just make like a survival check if you're proficient in it or something.
+4 plus proficiency, so just a +6. All right. I'm going to be using medicine because that's the first thing that's here. That's the same value.
Easy.
15.
Yeah, it works pretty well, and you manage to slow your fall somewhat. However, you are now, as the spell fades, you are as the spell fades, you haven't reached the bottom, and you end up falling. I need you to make a wisdom save. As well as, what are the rest of you gonna do?
Like, do I hear her fall? Or like,
Yeah, you would
Check.
see the vine dissipate. So with that, you as you plummet into the chasm below, you take 4 points of psychic damage. Man, Clippies, you really got the short end of the stick on this damage. You take 4 points of psychic damage, and your vision fades to black.
So, like, what are we seeing when they fall over?
You are seeing them fall into a chasm.
Okay, so Tarmac is going to go up to the edge of the balcony, sort of step up onto the railing a little bit.
No.
I'm gonna look back at Cuvier. I'm gonna be like, Cuvier, it's fine. Ghosts aren't real. I'm gonna jump off.
What? I'm gonna try to grab him. Like it looks like they had a plan. It looks like you're just
Quote the video I posted,
committing
Colin.
suicide.
Is badass.
Fuck no! I'm gonna try to grab Tarmac.
Okay, yeah. Make an athlete. You can make an athletics check.
Tarmac, make an acrobatics check.
Oh yeah.
Like he wins.
Tarmac, unfortunately, is too slippery. And you as you reach for him, he's gone. And you hear him fall. Tarmac, make a wisdom save.
Tarmac!
Sir. Oh no.
You take 9 points of psychic damage.
Well, Maurice, it's you and me. Fuck.
Oh yeah, Maurice.
Maurice takes one look at you and leaps over the edge.
Maurice!
Cuvier, just there alone.
I'm fucking blind!
No, my
Out on the
friends,
balcony! All of my friends just jumped off the fucking balcony into the abyss!
If all your friends
jumped
jumped
off a building, would you do it too?
Because all my friends were dead.
I'm gonna fucking try to
I
burst
didn't jump
into
off the
door.
cliff to my death. All right, literally, I tried swinging off, and the spell ended early.
No, it didn't end early. Wait, is I thought it was that's a cantrip that ends after the 6 seconds, right? Or is that a leveled spell?
It's an instant
No, yeah,
thing.
Thorn. Like it
Yeah,
depends
Thorn
on
Whip is
how
an
nice you
instant
want to
thing.
be.
Like,
Yeah.
It's like instant, and then the vine vanishes. It doesn't like stick around.
No, I mean, I wasn't climbing down. I was trying to swing off of it.
Oh yeah, like you swung. You got to the end of the
Thorn
the
whip.
vine.
The
Like,
10-foot
the
vine
thorn-
that I'm pretty sure
yeah,
it is.
the thorn whip
Yeah.
didn't reach all the way to the bottom. You got to the end of it, and then the spell ended after 6 seconds.
And also, there aren't any windows or anything down there, so you swung into
Yeah.
a wall.
Yeah, like it didn't.
I mean, that's-
it was a great idea. Just it didn't end early. But yeah,
It was a great
Kuvia, you're
idea.
up there
Ghosts are
alone.
bullshit.
Fuck no!
No, this is.
No!
That is Tarmac's official opinion.
I'm gonna try to
Honestly,
bust
just-
through the
Alright,
door.
alright.
Totally jumped off a building.
Yeah, I don't see any reason in character Cuvier jumps off.
No! I'm gonna try to bust into the door back into the house because you guys are
Right.
fucking insane!
As you try to bust into the door
Let's let stay!
the
Like-
door explodes outwards,
Oh god.
pushing you back to the railing. Inside you see, or you hear more accurately,
Oh god.
you start to hear chanting. It's indistinct,
Ah.
but it's getting louder, and you see these forms that are like they're almost real, like they're sort of showing up on your sound, but it's like they feel almost semi-intangible as they start to push out of the door towards you. Reaching hands, like grasping hands, reaching out towards you.
This is stupid. I'm gonna pick up Lancelot and I'm gonna try to charge through the hands to jump off the balcony here. Because from what I know, this balcony is still the right size.
Okay. All right. Make a athletics check for me.
And you have experience falling off the balcony.
And I have experience falling off this specific balcony. It's a safe balcony. I trust this balcony.
Oh yeah, the
All
only
right,
reason,
13.
honestly, I had Tarmac jump off is because Tarmac had a fucking mental break.
It's like,
in
no.
character, he would not jump off. He would definitely go back through the house, but he just... Tarmac was just like, this isn't real, right?
Lupius is just like, this is a magic illusion bullshit, I'll be fine.
You
Imagine
managed to
if
like
just straight up
football run your way through all of the
Protecting Lancelot, of course.
yeah, with Lancelot, like protecting him through through all of the cultists, the hands tearing at your cloak. You take 3 points of psychic damage as you do so. And you make it to the balcony. Do you jump?
Yeah.
All right. So you jump off the balcony, and land hard on the ground. Make a dexterity saving throw to see if you land on your feet.
Dexterity.
11. You land hard on your back.
Ouch.
Take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
And 3 points of cervical damage.
Yeah. As you are now lying on the ground, the doors to the house, or the door to the atrium, right in front of you.
Yep. I get off, make sure Lancelot is okay. I'm just like, sorry, buddy, had to do that.
He's whimpering. He doesn't seem to have enjoyed what's going on, and he seems
sorry.
a little hurt from the fall.
I'm sorry, buddy. I scritch his head because I actually care about him.
As you scritch his head, 7 shadow. No.
Fuck you. No.
Yeah, you scritch his head. He seems a
7
little
shadows
calmer.
appear, pick you up, and carry you out of the house to safety.
Oh, perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Reward you for being nice to your dog.
Yeah, I'll pick him up and kind of football carry him again, and I'll just like shoulder through the 2 doors because the kids are supposed to be in this room, right?
Well, the simulacrums of the kids.
Well, yeah.
Were.
Oh, were great.
Yeah. All right.
Do I get
As
through the door?
you burst through the door, you see the portraits of the Durst. You see portraits of the
No, I
Durst
don't.
household looking disapproved. Well, you're right. You don't. You don't see them.
I don't see
As you,
anything, bitch.
Fine. Fuck you. You see. You detect.
description.
Yeah. First session you get thrown off the balcony. This session you jump. Yeah. And
we
you
go.
barrel out of the doors. They slam open in front of you, almost as if the house wanted you to go.
I want to
and
get
you
the fuck
see-
out too.
Getting out, you see lying on the ground in front of the door are all of your companions. They all seem alive, and seem to be blearily coming back to consciousness as you all are out front of the mansion.
I open my eyes and I see
You guys are
Cuvier coming out,
fucking
and I'm like,
insane!
see Cuvier? It wasn't real.
God damn. I slap him to try to knock him out. No.
Oh, fuck. Oh, whoa. Whew.
Anyone else have a headache? That almost didn't even hit physically. Oh boy.
I mean,
That hurt
I've
me
had a
physically
headache
just
for the
fine.
past 24 hours.
What's it looking like outside? Is it calm or is there still shit going on?
So the mists seem to have cleared quite significantly. It appears to be going towards the evening, and as you step out, Parker, can you switch to that music? I sent
One you sent me? Yep.
Yeah, and you hear Areta and Cuvier in the distance. You hear two voices arguing. They both sound female. The one of them is going to the other. She's like, Millie, leave. I do not need your help with this. And the voice responds, I was the one that even gave you this idea. You wouldn't even be able to get here without me. She's like, no, I do not need you. Go. We will discuss this later. It sounds like they are nearly done with the house. You hear an annoyed grunt, and then the voices sort of end. And as the rest of you are sitting there reconnoitering, you look out in front of the house, and a black carriage drawn by 2 large black horses pulls out, and the door swings open, and an exquisitely dressed woman steps out. Those of you already, you see this. You see slumped in the corner of the carriage just for a brief moment before the door closes behind her is appears to be another figure. Um,
Do I get more
And-
anything else about this figure, or do I? Is it just I see somebody else's in there before?
make a perception check. NPC art. Sorry, it's taking just a second.
Also, don't forget we have bodies to bury.
I was gonna say, Cuvier is probably sat down exhausted from all of the fucking running that they just did.
She is not that tall.
Thank you, Colin.
And she looks down at you like, not the most impressive of showings, I must say.
Only 12.
You unfortunately, it might be a male figure, and it doesn't appear to be moving. But that's about all you get. She's like, well, not the most impressive showing, but I suppose surviving in itself is an accomplishment, is it not? So tell me. So, I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
Yes, what the
Clippius,
fuck?
right?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
This is the
I
just
second that.
manner.
And how much are you paying?
I'm not paying you anything. Oh,
What the fuck?
actually, I do have something for you, and I would be careful. I would watch your tone around your superiors. And she steps back into the. She turns around, opens the door again, and picks up what appears to be an ornately laid out gift basket with a bottle of wine, a block of cheese, some crackers, and a letter tucked into the center of it. And she's like, "Here, this is for later. My master, my dear husband sends his regards."
Who's your husband?
She just smiles at you. She's like, not the brightest, I see.
Well, Cuvier is probably sitting crisscross, like, make sure Lancelot's okay. Probably facing away from her, just like, I don't have time for this. I need to relax for like 10 minutes. I need to start planning on a fucking funeral. I don't care who this lady is, but
as she does, a bat flutters out of the house. Several bats flutter out of the house and nest and roost in the trees surrounding her. And she looks to you. She's like, "What's the matter, Cuvier? Shadows got your eyes?"
Look, you can
No.
play coy all day
I
long,
will-
or you could just tell us what you want.
I will
Nothing.
take
I just
the
simply
fucking...
wish to meet the new visitors to my husband's realm.
I take the blindfold off and just like stare back at her like, who the fuck do you think you are? Alright? I have just been through hell.
After a moment of attempting to compose himself, and I rolled a little wisdom save in the background, Tarmac's going to stand up and turn around to the rest of them and try and like shuffle a little bit in front of Cuvier a little bit, and then look very reverent and say, he's just sort of going to give a little bow and be like, "I appreciate your interest and let you know that my services are available if you ever need them."
Oh, and what services might one such as yourself offer? Tarmac, I believe it was, no?
He nods and is like, "I have a large and varied skill set, and a tendency to learn whatever I need to deal with the problem at hand."
Well, I will have you know, myself and my husband both well reward those that prove themselves to be our allies.
Clippius is rolling her eyes so hard right now that it's not even funny.
Like,
Tarmac is just like elbowing you, like, just...
like, as the discussion is going on, she reaches, she holds her hand out, and the man driving the cart, you don't get a good look at his face, reaches down and hands her a handkerchief, which she tosses to you, Cuvier. She's like, It looks like you have something on your cheek, friend. Perhaps you might wish to wipe it off.
I
But
don't
yes, you were
take it.
saying... It just sort of flutters to the ground in front of you. Those of you that can see notice it has a very ornate S embroidered into the corner.
Yes, Superman.
Actually,
Like
not
an S with a Z behind it.
Is there a little V in between? No.
There's not a V. There's an S and a Z.
I mean, like, we've heard the name. Is that enough to kind of put 2 and 2 together in character?
You can put 2 and 2 together that perhaps the husband she might be referring to is the dread lord of this realm.
We appreciate your gifts, Madam Zarevich.
Please, call me Anastasia.
Anyone with like a fucking like insight above +2 can tell that Tarmac is like actually just like shitting his pants right now.
Yeah. She seems acutely aware of this fact and is relishing in your discomfort at the moment. She's like, well, as lovely as this has been, consider this your formal welcome to Barovia. And with that, she steps back into the cart. You hear the she steps back into the cart, and as her door closes, you hear the door on the other side open and something get pushed out before the door is pulled shut again, and she pulls off. Looking back, you as the carriage pulls away, you see lying on the
dead
ground.
Uncle.
You see a dead individual that you do not recognize.
We'll go check it out.
As you you flip over the body. It's a fairly nondescript young man with sort of a scruffy black beard, unkempt hair, like kind of slightly tattered clothing. He looks like a commoner. And you see clutched in one of his hands is a crumpled letter.
Take the letter out.
As you
I'll
take the letter
grab the gift basket
out,
too.
yeah, you grab the gift basket with the wine and the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And as you
I'll
actually
open the
sift
letter
through it,
and
you
read it.
find
No.
you find a single health potion in there as well.
Like the same thing as wine.
Basically, yeah. No.
Here, sorry, let me pull up the letter for you.
I will
lost there it
immediately.
is.
How much cheese is there? Like a lot, or just like?
There's small varieties of what appear to be fancy cheeses.
I'll kind of like divvy them up, giving Maurice a slightly bigger portion than everybody else. Just
Maurice immediately starts eating it.
and I'll also give some of mine to Lancelot because he's fucking starving.
Yeah, he's just sitting there like trembling like a chihuahua does.
Sorry, baby.
It says, "Hail thee of might and valor. I, the Burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Kolyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now, my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power, that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves, and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Indirovich."
Just kind of hold up the letter. I think things just got more complicated.
Cuvier, you would
Why
recognize
so? The sound
the
of paper flapping.
the sound of this letter. No. Do you read this out loud?
Yeah, I'm
Cuvier?
reading it out loud. As I'm
Okay.
reading it.
You read it out loud. Like the first half of this. This sounds familiar to a letter you received familiar but
Yeah.
slightly different to a letter you have received previously.
Yeah. The same letter that I shared when we were back in the fucking
Not
tavern.
the same letter. Not the same letter,
Similar.
actually.
Not the same.
Similar.
Well,
this
yeah.
one. This one requests that you leave them for dead.
Yeah, that we, prevent anybody else from coming here. And now we came here, and I got my fucking eyes torn out. Areta has vines growing out of her.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Kuvier's just
As
angrily
you turn,
eating
you see
his
the
cheese.
carriage trundling away down the road. Within distance, should you wish to stop it, but.
All right, well, before we start any trouble out there, let's finish the trouble over here. At
Yes,
least
that
put-
sounds like a good plan.
At least let's put Walter to rest,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
Maurice,
Maurice-
Maurice holds the end of his pickaxe. He removes the baby from the pickaxe and holds it.
I would have
out.
assumed that would have been the
Or-
first
No, no.
thing that
No.
I would have done, is just like...
Yeah, well, if you would have moved it
or,
earlier, but other than that, you guys were rushed to getting out, so Maurice just sort of held things as they were.
Or put to rest whatever remains that that Maurice has left.
Well, Maurice hasn't eaten the baby.
I would think that whoever has
Yet.
the remains of Margaret, when we were running through the house, it would have made sense to put the remains of Walter in with the remains of Margaret, because they were wrapped up in like a bag or a sack or
Yeah,
something.
for sure.
right?
So I guess you guys have a sheet containing the remains of both.
Yeah.
Ah, yes,
guess,
bag of bodies.
Anyone have a shovel or fond of digging?
Well, I just dug through who knows what in the basement of that fucking cult house.
None of you have a shovel per se, but like Maurice does have a pickaxe, which is pretty good for weakening the ground so that it can be easily excavated by hand.
Yeah.
She'll get to work with that.
I'll start prepping what I would know of a ritual involving
Mm-hmm.
something like this.
For sure. What kind of thing would you like to do for this ritual?
Probably a just like religious ritual, kind of just like a sending off ritual, a like let your spirit rest kind of thing.
If it matters to you, you would also make a religion check for me.
I was gonna say, is there a specific ritual that we would have to do to like
Oh,
end a
I hope-
curse, or is it just the fact that we're bearing it at the threshold that would end the curse?
The DC of this was actually extremely low, so you're safe. You would remember that it appears the primary deity of worship in this local parts is the Morning Lord. If that's something you would care to incorporate. But unfortunately, you can't
yeah.
remember much about the Morning Lord.
I would include their name, but that'd probably be about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah. So you guys dig there. Kufier, to answer your question, there isn't any specific ritual you would know of. From what Clypius remembers, you just needed to bury the body beneath the threshold.
Okay.
So as you do, you dig up the ground beneath the threshold and inter the body of Walter and Margaret, the bodies of Walter and Margaret.
I'll
as you do,
turn
you
to
look up.
Areta as we do that, and ask her if she still has Walter's doll. But Areta is currently muted, so I'm gonna assume that's a maybe.
I think she does. I'm pretty sure she
believe
does.
she does.
But like as you're doing this, Clypius, you happen to glance up at one point, and as light rain begins to fall, you see, hand pressed against the window in one of the upper rooms, it appears to be the same banshee that you had thought you had killed earlier of Margaret, staring down mournfully at you.
I'll just
Hand
kind
pressed
of
against the window.
glance up and continuing to do the ritual. Just be at peace. Just be at peace.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing for you here.
As the ritual comes to a close, you see a soft but sad smile appear on her lips, and she waves a hand in thanks and begins to fade. As she does, the house begins to rapidly age and crumble and collapse in on itself, leaving just the ruins behind.
Guess that deed's not going to get put to much use, is it?
Yeah.
Probably for the best.
Probably.
I'll take it out of the little sack that I'm keeping all the books in, and I'll just hand it to Tarmac.
Maybe you can sell a bridge to someone.
Tarmac, like...
I mean, you're the owner of a house now. What's left of it?
Tarmac takes it and just looks at it and is like, I'd have to pay someone to take this.
And you took it for free. You're a real sucker.
Durst Manor across the top.
I feel like I'm literally cursed now because I took this deed off your hands without thinking about it. That being said, doesn't mean I'm gonna get rid of it. You never know.
Well, I mean, I don't exactly want to go very far from here or try and get into more trouble, but I also don't exactly want to sleep outside of an old crumbling haunted mansion.
Oh, as you were sorting through the gift basket, Cuvier, you would have encountered a small piece of paper, as well as a sealed envelope that seems to have some sort of writing across the front of it. The small piece of paper also appears to have a short phrase written on it, but you're being unversed in being able to read via feel, and it not being written in Braille, you don't know what it says.
It sounds like paper.
If we want to take a bet, I can check them over and make sure that they're not like trapped or cursed or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll hand those along with the wine, I think, because Clipius, you were wine.
Let's hope it's not cursed. Maurice has already eaten the cheese.
Well, I mean, I've already eaten the cheese.
I'd like to point out I did not eat or drink anything from this basket.
If anything here is cursed, it's gonna be the wine. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Who curses cheese? All right. I'm from Wisconsin. You can't curse cheese.
So
it's the one who says, "Who cursed the dog statue?"
Yeah,
I mean, it's a statue.
So,
like, you can curse a statue, no problem. Cheese, it's kind of hard. No, but I'll give the wine, like the bottle of wine, to either Clipius or Tarmac, whoever's closest, because they're the ones.
Does anyone take the note?
Yeah, I'm looking it all over just for.
Okay, so you taking the note, it reads, "Thank you for cleaning this vermin off of my domain. Your efforts are appreciated, even if just for one night. Please accept this small gift to help your recovery. Welcome to Barovia. Signed, S."
Anything I'm reading out loud to everyone too.
Yeah. So. As well as a sealed envelope with the words, "Deliver to Master Ismark Kolyanovich."
So not for us.
You're a mancy. Thank you, Parker.
Did you actually cast any spells to figure out if things were cursed, or you're just taking a look at them?
I'm gonna ritual cast Identify.
Okay, ritual casting Identify on the wine? Or the note?
I'm probably gonna take the time to do it on the letter and the wine.
Okay, neither of those things raise anything on Identify.
Okay.
It appears to just be a fine bottle of wine, labeled Red Dragon Crush.
Well, I can't exactly account for any alchemic poisons or anything, but it's not cursed.
One second, keep the spell up. Cuvier and I should probably get checked with that.
Oh, I can do something a bit different for that. I'll ritual cast Detect Magic and look everyone over.
Nothing about them pings as magical.
Must admit that right now I'm a bit limited in being able to tell whether or not you're cursed per se, but
what about Lancelot?
no outright magical effects.
Is
Lancelot appears to be a dog.
Lancelot is a non-magical pupper.
All right.
I like the fact though that we have to tell Kuvir the results because he can't see anything.
Also, interestingly, Areta, you would notice this. Sitting up on one of the branches, looking at you all quite intently, is a large raven with blue-tipped wings that appears to be like trying, like as you guys are sitting there, this raven has started to caw, like infrequently, but now more incessantly.
Look,
Wildlife here is weird.
I appreciate that raven's cawing because that means that I can see somewhere in that direction. Because does somebody want to shut that raven up, or should we just head out?
If I shoot the raven with a crossbow, we're gonna get like trapped in this boat for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then like, I was just trying to make an albatross joke, but I feel like
killing a raven is definitely a curse. Like,
yeah.
I mean, sign of death and omen and shit like that. I was just saying, like, hush, bird.
Perhaps we venture a bit farther down the road and maybe try to find a place to set camp for the night. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
As you do that, the raven as you say that, the raven caws like once or twice more, and then seems to quiet down a little.
Weird birds.
Maybe we should stay here.
Like a hot cold.
The raven flies to a branch slightly further down the road.
I'm gonna do that in my campaign. Just have like a bird that follows you, and every time you do something I think is stupid, it's just gonna start calling.
And just seems to be sitting there looking intently at all of you.
I'm very spaced out right now. Sorry.
I mean, I'm not normally one to follow ravens in the middle of a forest.
I mean, are we following Raven or are we following the path? Because the path only goes
Raven
one way.
seems to be flying along the path.
Yeah.
I also don't know if it's wanting us to follow it or if it's following us. Those bats earlier seem to be following us, but maybe the raven's doing the same.
True. Well, unless anyone else has a better plan.
Wildlife is weird around here. Yeah, we should try to find some nearby village or something like that. Because didn't Ghost Rose say that there was a village of Barovia? And I just point down the path. I assume that's west.
Very least, going to finding civilization could give us a few more answers as to where or how we got here, possibly, or
how we got here, and it can also give us supplies, because right now I don't have anything. I have a sword that I picked off the mantle of a fireplace.
Just a safer place to spend the night would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, then.
Yeah. I would like to sleep on I'd like to sleep on everything that has happened.
Retta said something, I missed it. What was that?
Oh, I just said to keep our wits about us.
Mm-hmm. Let's try to make our way to our town then. See if we can talk to any actual people instead of ghosts or creepy people who come up and make fun of us for fucking dying and losing eyes, you know? And we start walking.
As you start
well, actually, a question. Is this manor is now considered rubble, correct?
Yeah.
Alright. I do have an ability which allows us to have safety in rubble.
What?
What?
Hmm?
What are you talking about?
My rubble belt refuge ability. We can have a suitable place for us to hide or rest in the rubble, and find food or fresh water in such areas.
I mean,
What is this from?
Sure. Is this a background? This sounds like a background.
This is the background.
Yeah, it sounds like a background feature.
Background features, man.
I mean,
Every once in a while, they're just like, Yeah. Fucking, I've slept in abandoned
I
buildings
mean,
before.
technically, we did already sleep in there.
Uh,
As you guys start discussing, it's the raven caws again, and it kind
It's
of
not going
hops
to
up
shut
and
up
down on the
unless
branch.
we follow it, is it?
I kind of like turn to where I assume the raven is and just be like, "Come here." And I just seeing if it's a smart, like if it's like a pet or something like that. Like, come.
It sits there, cocks its head, and does not, and very determinedly does not move.
I don't hear anything. It's not moving, is it? No? Okay.
I don't think it's moving.
That's weird.
Yeah, leave this strange bird alone. The last thing we want to do is have something else trying to kill us.
Yeah. Look, honestly, I'm kind of thinking right now, Areta, I would love to take Sanctuary in this pile of rubble with you. However, I feel like if we piss off this crow or raven, that's just bad omen. Like, that's bad karma, bad juju. I'm not about that. We already have enough bad juju in this place. We should probably just walk down the road.
Very well.
Yes, exactly, Parker. So yeah, you guys make your way down the road. As you do, a few of you actually notice a sign that has partially collapsed on the side of the road, reading, facing, unfortunately, the wrong direction, facing towards the direction you're heading. That reads, "Death House. Don't talk to the children." That appears to have slightly fallen over.
Would have been nice to see that sign.
What sign?
Oh, there's a sign that literally says "Death House. Do not talk to the children."
Oh. You
bit
should
on the
put one
nose,
on the
really.
other side of the path to that house.
Anyone have any like chalk?
No. Didn't you,
You
get
don't
some
have
from
any
the bartender?
currently on you. Oh yeah, I think you did. You literally asked the bartender for some chalk. I'd say you have some in your pocket if you did.
I'm gonna write it on the other side of the sign too.
All right.
Well, I mean, the
Well-
death house is kind of.
I mean, like, if
Like-
you're coming from the other direction, you're not going to see the sign until after you pass by the death house. Like, I'm saying there should have
Well,
been
no,
a sign
also,
before the death
like
house.
but we're good. We did it. It's good now.
True, yeah.
I'm still
I don't
writing it.
think so much good
Yeah.
as it is no longer
Neutral.
killing people, but
Houses are neutral in general until they become not neutral.
Yeah. I don't know, some houses are pretty good.
Oh, I'm sorry. The wine was Purple Dragon Crush, if anyone cares.
Well, yeah.
That is different from what we had at the place before.
Purple's my least favorite color.
Red Dragon Crush was what you had at the...
Oh, in that case, I
Union Dock
definitely have
building.
just consistently been speaking incorrectly about that. It's
No.
supposed to be Purple
This
Dragon.
it's the
this
same.
is important for the lore.
It's
Okay,
important
and
for
this is now
goddammit!
Red Dragon Crush. I've replaced Purple Dragon Crush with Red Dragon Crush.
We
It's their
eventually
red
we're going
blend.
to have we're
It's
going
spicy.
to defeat Strahd with our proper understanding of the variety of vintages in this land.
We're just
Oh, don't
gonna
worry.
take
There's
a
two
tour of
different
all the
vintages.
vineyards.
You've just only encountered the one so far.
Yeah.
yes, the Purple Dragon Crush. The secret extra
tastes-
flavor.
Astringent. I'm just gonna make fun of that fucking.
It tastes stark and gloomy.
Listen, I went wine tasting with Parker and Gary once. I've never felt more out of place in a location. It was fun, but also I have never felt more out of place in a location.
Fucking invite me, you'll
Oh.
fit in anywhere. Just in comparison, you'll fit right in.
I just drink the wine. I'm like, ah, yes, this tastes like alcohol.
Alcohol grape. Good choice.
Alcohol, great.
It tastes like it caused the contraction of my skin.
Perfect.
Vinegar.
Grape flavor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you guys make your way down the road, you can see, you assume you're approaching nightfall due to it getting a little darker and dimmer. You occasionally hear the howl of a wolf off in the distance. But eventually, after within maybe 5 or 10 minutes walk, you start to make your way into a town. As more and more buildings begin to populate the area.
Before we scoot too much, knowledge nature on those wolves.
What are you trying to learn?
Are they in fact the wolves of which I seek? Unfortunately, I got a 5.
Wolves, dire wolves,
They sound like
werewolves,
wolves.
Knowledge.
coyote.
Knowledge.
All right, they sound like
Um,
wolves.
So, as you guys make your way into the village, you are entering from over here. You see there are some houses, but as you look around, almost maybe like a sixth of the houses are boarded up, like 15% of them. And boarded up from the outside. Like they're trying to keep something in, per se, rather than keep people out.
Yike.
It's like you see some of them like, you just see infected written across the top.
Oh, that's wonderful.
As I start to realize that there's buildings around us, I'll take the piece of cloth that Aretta gave me and tie it around my eyes again.
Mm-hmm. As you do, the first sign of life you hear is, you hear it sounds like two men drunkenly chatting and laughing as they walk down the street. Like maybe maybe like 100 yards ahead of you. And you distinctly hear one of them, like, they stop, and he looks around in the air, and he's like, I'm hungry. I wonder if Granny's still around. I could go for a pie. And he makes his way, and he's like, oh, I think it's here. She hasn't left yet. Here, let's go get one. And they head off into a, like, down one of the side streets.
Do you think they're real people, or do you think this is like Rosenthorn 2.0?
One way to find out.
I mean, this is outside, and like they're traveling farther because Rosenthorn never left the house.
Yeah.
So I would hope that they would be more real people.
You say that, but look around. There are houses everywhere saying infected. If that isn't a breeding ground for undead, I don't know what is.
Well,
You want to go
that's
get baked
something,
into a
though,
pie?
Oof.
Might as well get just some use around here. Let's go.
Well, my thing is though, if the houses are labeled as infected,
I
would
would
assume
about
that would mean
15% of them are.
I get that. What I'm saying is like, if they're labeled as infected, I would assume that would mean that they have identified those who are infected, and they wouldn't.
And are dealing with it.
Yeah, and
like...
they're able to. They're at least in the process of dealing with whatever this infection is.
So yeah,
I'm not saying that they can't deal with the
safe.
infection. I'm saying people dying quickly of causes that may or may not be natural.
True.
Your
Does
face is
leave
natural.
restless spirits.
Mm-hmm. But this does sound like an actual town, and I am hearing background noises of people. So.
Ghosts.
So, which way are you gonna head? Are you gonna keep going to town? Are you gonna follow the two men? Where would you like to head?
Let's go get some pies.
Cuvier, can you hear them moving?
I listened to where I heard the voices before and like kind of try to listen in. Do I hear?
Make a perception check at disadvantage, because you're really far away. No one else would even be able to make this check. You just have really good hearing.
It's gonna roll at advantage, but it's just
That's fine.
6.
Not that it mattered, even if you had advantage. You can't hear them. You're not used to even the background noise of a city yet, or even a small town, and it is so disappointing for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for you to pick out individual sounds. Like, you hear occasional groans. You're pretty sure one of them came from the house that said infected. and then like just indistinct chatter.
And like every
As well
once in
as
a while,
just
like carts and
wind
stuff.
and yeah, no carts yet.
No? Okay.
In fact, you do briefly, like way at the distance, Areta and some of the others with eyes watch this. You do see what appears to be
Some of the others with
last,
eyes.
yeah, the just the back of a large carriage, similar to the one, in fact, the one you had seen before, just exiting town. Doesn't appear to have stopped, but it does appear to have passed through.
Find an inn or tavern, and or a general goods store. Yeah.
Yeah, see if we can find like a town square or something.
On the passing that you glance down the street where you'd seen the men, and you see the two men standing in front of a small cart manned by an elderly woman, who seems to be handing them a pie of some sort at the moment.
Ask her for directions. Because I would think that we would need somewhere to stay more than pie.
How do the people like look here?
The two men, they appear, make an insight check. They appear to be drunk, but otherwise fine.
Okay.
They're laughing slightly too loudly, and it's like, oh man, I've been looking forward to a good night's sleep. As they're like, as they start heading off, already cutting into the pie.
Let's try to make a good impression, I guess.
They are walking away from you, and in fact, the elderly woman, she's looking around. She's just like, oh, I don't believe I've seen you around here before. Here, come over to Granny.
I'm gonna
And she motions
try to
towards all of you.
like stay towards the back and maybe like behind Areta or something, just so I don't like freak her out with my face or anything.
There, she's like, oh, you all look like what's happened to all of you? You all look so beaten and exhausted. Oh, you must be in dire need of some good food, right? Here, on me. And she reaches into her cart and she's like, I have cookies. I have a special special huckleberry tart for you. And she hands it to Maurice, who looks very pleased to have it. As well as she's like, I have some cookies, or I would happily offer all of you one of my famous mincemeat pies.
I was hoping it would be apple.
That all sounds wonderful, but you see, we're just passing by for the moment. We're wondering if you could maybe point us in the direction of the local tavern of some sort. We be happy to take one of those minced pies with us, perhaps.
Oh yes, it's just it's just around the corner, and if you head back out onto the street and head down just a little further, you'll see a large building towards the center. It's called the Blood of the Vine. The three owners, nasty ladies. I don't like them very much, but it's a fine enough establishment. Or if you need anything else, there is always the new burgomaster, Ismark, ever since his poor father died recently. It's a real shame. He was a kind man.
Was his father Coilion by chance?
Colion, yes.
Colion?
A great man. And she kind of leans in conspiratorially. To be honest, none of us are sure Ismark will quite be able to fill his shoes. He's a good boy, but doesn't quite have the knack for it his father had. But please, the first one is always on me, especially for new visitors. What brings you to this humble village?
I don't think that we quite know yet, to be honest. Circumstance for the moment.
Well, you're the first visitors they've seen here in a long time, and she kind of looks up and down at you, Areta. She's like, I would, dearie, do be warned. People may be slightly surprised by you. I don't think we've ever seen someone quite like you here before. I've used to seeing all sorts, and I never carry a grudge. I think everyone should enjoy and share in these pies. After all, everyone deserves good dreams and a good night's rest. Oh, I will warn you, only have one slice each tonight, and just before bed. You'll sleep better than you've ever slept before.
Are these like magic pies or something?
Don't mind me asking.
Oh,
That
yes,
is remarkably suspicious.
and it's in such a miserable place as this. I've learned a little bits of magic, and I've managed to infuse these in such a way that they give those who eat them wonderful, relaxing dreams.
There are opioids in these pies.
Oh yeah.
I'll
Oh yeah.
be thoroughly inspecting that pie before I touch any of it.
No, don't mind me asking, but you said this was mincemeat? What kind of meat are these made from?
What
Oh,
kind
you
of
can make them
mint?
with all sorts. There's some people use chicken, pigs. You would think wolf would be more common around here, but no, people just generally go for the steaks. My favorite is beef.
Beef? There are cows that are raised in this land? I've seen nothing but forest and dark ones with mysterious mist at that. Are they even like able to properly, fatten up and grow healthy?
Towards Valaki, they have a bit more livestock. This poor village here. It's why I'm here today. This poor village is, and she motions up towards the castle that kind of lurks, squatting like some terrible gargoyle over, like off in the distance, overlooking the town. Being so close, it tends to be harder on them. They need all the help they can get here, to be perfectly honest.
So you say that you get your beef from Valaki then?
Yes, Valaki is the best location to get beef from, should you so need it.
I shall.
Although, I suppose I have seen cows in Kretsk before. Not very many. They mostly have sheep over there.
I must say it's as a shepherd myself, it would bring me great comfort to see the fields with livestock again. Thanks for letting me know.
I don't know why I just wrote that as a note. Is you get beef from Valaki and sheep from Kratz. When will that
Never
ever
know.
come
Again,
used
never know.
handy?
We are
When?
going to defeat Strahd with our intimate knowledge of local agriculture of all kinds.
With the local beef, the local sheep, the local fucking wine.
The final boss is actually just the
Chef
written
Gordon.
SAT of
Gordon
just
Ramsay.
information from Curse of Strahd, the campaign.
The final boss is you have to throw an ethnically accurate feast.
Ooh.
It's actually the Bavarian. Wait, fucking where are we again?
Barovian.
Barovian.
Barovian FDA.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Gee.
Quick, who's this grandma's favorite? What's this grandma's favorite type of cheese?
Oh, cheese doesn't agree with me, sadly, dear. Always, it gives me the wind.
The wind.
That's a very polite way of putting it.
She blushes slightly.
Not like wind, just
The
the
wind.
wind.
It's like the magical Pocahontas wind.
But if
How
you
many
don't
colors
mind,
can you
I don't
paint?
have much left, and I must be getting back to my daughters.
Of
Oh.
course, thank you very much for your time.
Yes, of course.
Thank you for your time
Should
and
you
goodbye.
ever if I do hope you enjoy it, and if you ever like more, if you happen to see me, I'm always happy to sell you one, or you might be able to pick some up from myself or my daughters, depending on who's there. We just find the old windmill. It's part way between here and Valaki.
And what was your name again?
Just call me Granny. I mean, my name is Morgantha, but it's so formal. I hate it. So just call me Granny. Everyone does.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much.
Red is going to lean over to Cuvier and ask,
Hey, what was the name of that that windmill that we heard of at the Mad Bar?
It wasn't named, but it was located outside of Villaki somewhere. But I mean, like,
How quiet are you being about this?
I mean, if Aretta would have whispered that to me, I would have whispered back.
Not super quietly. But it is a whisper, but it's not like a super private whisper.
Hey, this lady also, you would have gathered, is clearly a bit of a gossip.
Oh yeah.
And like hearing you whispering kind of like cocks an ear.
I mean, there was so many different imagery at the house that, like, it could be one of like 1,000. We don't know how many are actually here.
Have you heard of the windmill? There aren't very many here.
Oh, never mind then.
Wait, where did you say you came from?
The mist.
The mist. Did you run into anything else in between here and there? You didn't go into that awful house, did you?
No.
Which one?
There's one that it's between here and the gates. I've passed by it sometimes, and I've seen travelers go into it and never come back out.
I don't think you'll be.
I felt really bad. I did
Place.
once send a group in there because that's where the deed to our windmill was kept, and I was hoping we might get it so that no one could evict us. But
Wait, did we get that?
Did we find a deed to a windmill?
you did find a deed to a windmill.
We have it.
The Durst family used to own it, and well, nobody's heard from them in a long time.
Not
I'll
even
take out
Dimov.
the deed to the windmill.
Hold on.
Her
Yeah,
face
I'll just-
lights up.
Did nobody hear from Dimov?
I'm afraid I don't know Mov. I didn't know the family very well. We moved in after they seem to have abandoned it.
Because the windmill was left to Dimov Durst, who was Gustav Durst owned it, but it was left to his brother, Dimov.
I must say I am unfamiliar with any of those names. I just know it's the Durst family because their inscription is in a few locations, but I've never met any of them myself. I don't know anyone alive today in Barovia that, except maybe the lord of our lands that might.
Do I get the impression that that's like a load of crap?
Yeah.
Make an insight check.
I would like to listen to her heartbeat to see if it's sped up when she
She
lied.
seems to be being completely honest about not knowing Dimov or any of the Dursts.
Well, unfortunately,
And
since
like,
it
she
does
seems
belong
she
to
seems
them.
to have she seems to be being honest with you. She said, "Well, I've been living there for almost for longer than I am willing to admit. My daughters grew up there, and they are older than any of you. But it would be nice to have
ma'am,
some legal claim to the land."
It would be.
I mean-
so if Dimov doesn't have a heir or anything like that, if you've been there for as long as you have, then you may very well have just as much claim over it as anybody else. But first, I will check and see if there are any remaining family members that
You would have us thrown out of our home. We have nowhere else we would go. Nobody has claim to it. We have tended to the land. We have kept the windmill from falling into disrepair. Surely we have as much, if not more, right to it than any Dimov.
Well, in this particular circumstances, I would. You know what? I'm gonna. Sorry. How intact is the law around here?
She looks at the castle and then looks back at you.
Well,
He is the land. He is the law. I do not. To be honest, I don't think he would care that much. He's never bothered to get involved in this lowly of politics before.
Well, in case it ends up actually going into the more legal side of things, I can offer you my services as a lawyer.
She looks mildly confused.
I know.
Thank
I
you.
just
So, what was your name? What is your name, young man?
Tarmac Blackfeather.
It's a pleasure.
I've got a quite. I'm a sort of handyman of sorts, jack of all trades,
Well, I'll be
master
sure to
of a
keep you.
few.
We'll be sure to keep you in mind should we need anything done.
Sorry, I couldn't help but make the joke about the sleazy lawyer coming in and being like,
Well, if you ever need any help, just here's my card.
yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, this is something that I do personally take kind of seriously, is the fact that if this belongs to somebody else and they have legal rights to it, you do not have legal rights to that land, man. So if they don't want anything,
I'm
I
sorry
will
to
let
see that you are as cold-hearted as the others here, but I do wish you luck. And she looks a little downcast as she begins to pack up her cart.
I mean, dude's probably dead, right? This sounds like it was a long time ago.
This is me really wanting to be a bitch right now, but Kubi... ah, ma'am, if there is somebody who may have legal claim to this, I can try to put in a word and say that you have been living there and tending to the land. And I can ask them to transfer the title to you. But it is their land until then.
I would bet you $50, Cuvier, that the person that could legally claim this land currently is not even capable of entering this country.
Tarmac, if that's the case, I will give it to her. And she can do with it what she wants. But until then, until I have proof that the legal owner of this land doesn't want this place or cannot care for it, it is still their property.
Well, deeds are stupid anyway.
Well, no Durst has ever shown up at her doorstep.
Wait, is this
how can they if they don't know?
Is this included in the deed that I was given? Like, do I have the...
Yeah, was it a separate one for the house and the windmill, or was it just...
There's that one for the house and one for the windmill.
Ah, god damn it.
Whoever opened it up picked up both of them. Which I don't think was Cuvier. I think it was actually Clypeus.
Yeah, Clypeus said he handed me the deed.
To the house.
Oh, I think Clypeus
said she handed me the deed.
Did Clypeus hand you both of them? I leave that up
just
to
the
Parker.
one to the house. Yeah.
Okay, so you held on to the one to the windmill?
Yeah, to get rid of the useless piece of paper.
Right, at that point, Tarmac just throws his hands up and walks away. He's like, whatever.
I'm sorry, ma'am. As a shepherd myself, I try to stay out of things of land ownership.
Well, I was just hoping that some kindness would be met with kindness in turn, but that is not always the way of this land.
Ma'am, if I may, this
so
ruler of this land, do you think it would be possible to garner an audience with them?
I'm
no.
so sorry. Who
at that,
Tarmac
turns back around and walks back in.
She's like, you mean... And she motions towards the castle with him.
Well, if you say he's the one that could resolve this dispute, then...
The only person disputing this is a paladin that came in from outside.
I mean,
yeah, and you're a lawyer who pretends to be a lawyer who came in from outside who doesn't know the laws of this land.
I mean...
I'm just saying, let's not get involved.
She's like, to be honest, I am not sure I'd wish to attract his attention. If I could help it. It's often better that he does not take an interest.
Cuvier doesn't even go here.
I'm a transfer student. Will we be able to find you or your daughters here if we ever need to find you and possibly give the deed to you should no other person who needs to claim it comes forward.
Like I said before, you can find us at the old windmill where we live and have spent basically our entire lives.
Good to know.
That's the easiest place to find us. She's like, I do hope you enjoy that pie. I baked it with as much love as I could.
Oh, that just sounds so fucking like there's got to be drugs in it. Like they're doing something to these pies.
The drug is love.
No,
love is a drug.
No, it's fucking.
Love
like,
is actually
heroin.
illegal material here in Barovia.
I mean, you guys can always ask her. She did tell you they are infused with magic to give you good dreams and help you sleep.
I don't trust that shit. I don't trust it. It's sus. It's sus, man.
Logus.
But she gave us directions to the Blood of the Vine Tavern, so we should probably
the blood on the
there.
Vine Tavern is here. Did you ask about what else did you ask about? You asked about Ismark, right? I think.
Yes.
And she's like,
yes.
No, actually, you didn't ask for directions to him.
She just
Well,
brought him up.
She said that he would be
just
another
mentioned
person that we could go to, or for like
We can ask
shelter
at
or
the inn.
something.
We shouldn't ask her or anything else.
Yeah, no. we'll go to the inn, and then
She's like, well,
somebody who I haven't pissed off
good,
yet.
good luck. Even if you won't, I don't foresee any issues with the deed, but I do wish you all a safe stay in Barovia.
Ma'am, if I may, you have my utmost assurance that if this Dimov cannot be located, I will personally deliver this deed to you and your family.
She puts her hand on her shoulder. She's like, "You're such a sweet girl. Thank you. I must say it might be slightly selfish, but I do hope that he is nowhere to be found. It would be
Don't
nice
worry.
to be able to fully claim
From what
this
we have
place as
discovered,
ours.
it's in my hope as well. So
He seems
But
like
you
a
know
real
what?
cunt.
She turns around. She's like, here for you, and she hands you a cookie.
Unfortunately, it's oatmeal
Packs up
raisin.
her cart, and packs up her cart, and begins to leave.
That would be like just a classic
It is.
grandma
It
move.
is. I mean, it is oatmeal here. She's like, I'm sorry, it's nearly impossible to get chocolate.
I mean, yeah, it's like pretty sure oatmeal raisin was a high quality cookie in medieval times.
oh, absolutely. Are you kidding?
Like it is like an oatmeal cookie, basically.
That sounds good. I'd eat that.
Alright. Blood. Is it blood of the vine or blood on the vine?
Blood of the vine.
Of the vine. Okay. Make our way to the tavern and head on in.
She's like, before I go, pointedly not looking at Cuvier, is there anything I can help the rest of you with?
Oh, Cuvier's not looking at her either. He doesn't have eyes.
I think that will be all, Granny. Thank you very much.
Well,
You've been wonderful to us. I appreciate it.
she just smiles. She's like, it is all I want. I just want to spread happiness in such a dark place. And begins to trundle off, pulling her little hand cart behind her. So the blood of the vine is right here.
Could you ping that again?
Yeah.
There. Okay, gotcha. I'll kind of follow behind whoever's going first, and I'm just like, there's like 3 different buildings with signs. I don't know which one is in a tavern, and I can't read.
Yeah. So as you start making your way, is that where you guys are heading? I'm assuming correctly here. You're heading to the Blood of the Vine.
I mean, I am.
Or you guys... Yeah. As you make your way towards the Blood of the Vine, you pass by another large building with written across on a hanging sign is Bill Drath's Mercantile. But it does appear to be closing for the. It does appear to be close to closing for the evening. As you see someone inside, like lowering shutters. Um, as you make your way over towards the Blood of the Vine, the door opens and you're almost bumped into by a tall, like fit, but not particularly remarkable looking young man carrying what appears to be a covered plate and or actually no, he's not carrying a covered plate, but he is carrying 2 bottles of wine that both are still stoppered. He's like, oh, excuse me, all of you. I didn't mean to bump into you. Actually, who are all of you? I don't believe I've seen you here before.
Been getting that a lot. It seems a small town.
We don't get a lot of visitors here in Barovia. Not a lot to see, sadly. Less by the day, I fear.
We're for the moment, well, I guess I don't know. Why are the rest of you here any longer?
Well, I am the Burgomaster. My name
I'm
is
asking
Ismar.
that to everyone else with us.
Oh, okay. Sorry, misunderstood.
I don't know. I mean, I'm fucking blind. I can't really go anywhere without someone to show me the way. So,
Oh,
don't exactly want to get lost in the mist.
Is there anything I can do to try and help? I'm not exactly a skilled medic, but we do. If you the Igor does occasionally come through. He might be able to help.
The Igor?
Yes, he is. I mean, he may work for. He motions to the castle, but he seems to like to curry favor among everyone else, and he comes down occasionally and performs medical procedures. He's helped many people. He's very talented at what he does, but seems to only come down when the master wills it.
I might hang out and try to find this guy.
He's difficult not to miss. Look for someone that looks a bit stitched together, and you'll find him.
I kind of just
He's
like
a bit of a lisp as well.
I kind of just like before he says that, I just like stare at him with my non-existent eyes, just like
The rest of you see him blush. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean."
Is there anything?
He looks really uncomfortable. He's like, is there anything I can?
Is there any?
He
has a lisp. You said he has a lisp.
Yeah, a lisp. Yes.
Okay.
And his dog, Patches, I think it is, occasionally comes with him.
A guy with a dog and a lisp. Gotcha.
Yes. Wait, actually, are all of you together? Are you? You wouldn't be adventurers by any chance, would you? We don't receive many, but I've been.
As fate would have it, it seems as though that it is deemed us adventurers, whether we want to be or not.
Mm-hmm.
You see a look of immense relief wash across his face. He's like, "Please, you must come with me. It's I mean, you're welcome to the tavern if you like, but I have some wine if that is what you were looking for.
Mostly just a place to lay down a while, I think.
Well, you're more than welcome to stay. We have some spare rooms, and you'll not find board in the Blood of the Vine. Nor could you.
What was your name again?
Plus, and plus he kind of leans in. He's like, I'm pretty sure the owners are spies for the devil.
What
Right.
was your name, friend?
He's like, they're all the Vistani are. I'm Ismark.
When you say the devil,
Ismark Indirovich, right? Or no, Kolyanovich.
Yes, I'm Ismark Kolyanovich. Indirovich was my late father.
And okay, I kind of turn to where Clypeus is. Do you want to talk to him about the letters that we got?
Perhaps it's best if we sit down and discuss it over a drink.
Agreed.
Yes, here. If it's private business, I don't think we should discuss it in the tavern. He looks almost unnecessarily suspicious of it. But he's like, I just, you know how the Vistani are.
No, I really don't.
Or maybe you don't, actually.
Do I know
this is
that
the one
name?
part of Curse of Strahd that I know about.
Gary, is that the name that I knew of the people that I traveled with before?
No, you
Okay.
you wouldn't remember the name.
Okay.
Like, this name, it sounds maybe vaguely familiar, but you can't place it.
Okay. No, I don't know how the Vistani are. Who are the Vistani?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, they're all spies for the devil.
Gotcha.
Are these the
I mean,
people that
who else
Wizards
would
of the
speak his
Coast
name
gotten a
with
little
such
bit of
impunity?
gotten a
Yeah.
little bit of hot water for putting in this
Parker,
module?
for what it's worth, I am not running this completely as written.
Okay. I
However,
was just curious, but yeah.
no, they did. They did get in some hot
Yeah.
water for their portrayal of the Vistani. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
they did.
Okay.
If that's the case, then we should probably get a round or two to drink and hang out, and then
He
You'll
kind
show
of
us back to your
waves
place,
the
or-
2 bottles of wine that he has in his hand. He's like, I have plenty of wine. It's about all there is to drink around here.
Yeah, so we've got where
Any
did that
water?
bottle go?
I mean, I gave one to you, Clippius.
I
Oh,
think
I-
you have it, Clippius.
Yeah.
I take
Yeah.
up the bottle. One more to add, I guess.
Ah, good.
Oh, that's a rare red
Yes.
variety.
I'm amazed you guys have been able to find some. It was difficult enough for me to get a hold of these. The shipments have been getting more and more inconsistent lately.
Yes,
I
but
fear there is something wrong.
it was a bit of a gift, but perhaps that's best discussed with the rest of what we have.
It's like, for sure. And if you don't mind, I need to get back to my sister. I worry leaving her this long. And he starts to head down the road.
Yep. And do I follow?
Follow along, yeah.
Following along, a woman passes by you carrying a bucket of water from the nearby well. As he brings you down towards, I don't know if anyone's looking at Roll20, but he brings you down towards this direction,
Okay.
towards this house.
Gotcha.
You see, appears to be sort of a large, a mansion compared to the rest of the buildings here. It's still a fairly, like, as far as a mayor's, as far as like a burgomeister's mansion, it's quite a humble one.
Burgermeister.
And as you approach it, you hear a door open and close as the woman carrying the water goes into one of the houses. And a few minutes later, as you're just about to open the door, you hear a crash, and you spin around to see people yelling and rushing out of the house, slamming the door behind them and like barricading themselves against it. Ismark turns his eyes like, "Oh dear, not again."
Is there anything we can help
Something we
with?
should be concerned about?
I'll explain in a minute. Just help me find anything to barricade the door. We'll have to either clear the place or find somewhere for them to spend the night.
Kuvir will start just like walking around, just like clicking every once in a while and whistling a little to try
Yeah.
to find some boards
It's like
or something.
he quickly rushes, puts the wine down, and grabs some boards, and sprints back towards the house. As you see a family sitting there, kind of and like, but grandfather, what happened to him? And she's like, the children ask, she's like, shh, don't worry about it. I'll explain it all later. It's he got ill, like the others. And quickly they begin to board up the door, and you see Ismark turns to him and is like, if you can find some paint, please put a warning above the household until we can deal with it. It's just, you understand, it's been becoming more and more common. There's only so much I can do at the moment. And the woman kind of looks dismissively at me. She's like, we never had this problem with you under your father. It's like, I'm trying. I'm sorry. She looks annoyed, and as well as like distraught, and turns back to her family.
Well, I guess Areta is gonna attempt to help out this guy.
Without too much difficulty, although there's something inside that is slammed against the door several times, but it doesn't feel particularly strong as you're able to hold the door shut and nail it closed.
Am I able to listen at it slamming against the door to see if it's like a creature that's just like pounding at the door, like a feral creature?
Make an investigation. Oh, not investigation, perception. Or perhaps insight. Insight would be better.
I accidentally closed out my character sheet.
Yeah, no worries. Anyone else that would like to make any sort of check pertaining to this, you're welcome to as well.
Insight.
Yeah, can I make a check? Can I do a perception check while I'm boarding up this door?
Sure, or insight.
Have I heard of any, like, plagues or anything like this before? Similar to this?
It'd be hard to say because you haven't gotten a ton of information. Make a history check for me, and I'll combine that with the information you get from the others. So
I got
Cuvier,
a 22 on a perception check.
It sounds like something with like, it sounds like two separate things hitting the door, almost like maybe arms, as well as a like with a kind of like a wet squelch, as well as like a groan, as well as like groans from the inside. Clippius, based on the groans and the noises and like what you have learned and what you gather, already you gather something similar. Like you've heard tales of like zombie plagues, but like that seems ridiculous. But
I'd believe anything at this point.
It's the most fitting thing you can think of at the moment.
I mean, undead. We've been
This
having
was not
issues
the
with
undead
undead here.
I was thinking about, but I was thinking more ghosts. This is much more troubling.
Well, I mean, we've had issues with ghosts, ghast, ghouls. I mean, is
Seems like
zombie really that much
whatever
of a
dies
stretch?
in this place doesn't like to move on.
Yeah.
And it's like as you're leaving, already you pick this up, as well as Cuvier, due to your hearing. The woman seems to be talking to her husband, and she's like, "He was fine this morning, and he just changed. But why is this happening? Why is this happening to us?"
How old does she look?
Maybe like mid to late 20s.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to walk over to them and ask, I'm sorry to ask this, but was there anything at all that you remember out of the ordinary?
As you say that, she turns and she's like, "Oh," and then gasps and like takes a step back. She's like, "What are you? Don't hurt my family."
I'm gonna go over to motion Clippius to go up there.
Yeah, I'll,
'cause-
like, ma'am, if I may, she means no harm. It's quite all right.
She's like almost like they all appear to be extremely panicked. They've like, "What?"
I'll get
Who are
down
you
on kind of
people?
one knee, like, and kind of like hold my hand out. And
This is a full-grown woman.
I know, but like she's got the kid with
Okay.
her, right? I'm just kind of
Yeah.
like,
Like, down to the kid. She like as you
alright.
get near the kid, she pulls the kid away from you.
everything is okay. We're here to help.
Oh, it's not okay. My grandfather turned into a monster and tried to kill us.
Perhaps if you could give us some more details, maybe we could help.
What am I supposed to know? He was in there. I brought water back from the well. And then he changed. I don't
The
know
well,
what
you
happened
say?
during the day.
Which well would that be?
The one we always use. And she points across the street. She's just around by that house.
Well, how about in the meantime, do you have any other sources of water that you could use?
The other wells in town? I'm not even worried about that. I just don't know where we're going to stay. God, I hope we don't have to sleep on the streets. We will probably die if we do. She turns to Ismar. She's like, you have to help us. Your father would have. He's like, I know you haven't even given me a chance to try and help. She's like, you have a shed in the back, right? He's like, yes, you can stay there. He looks kind of at his wit's end.
We didn't get enough information at all from that to do a medicine check, did we?
She's starting to walk away, but you can stop her if you'd like.
Libius, do you think you can convince her to tell us anything else? We might be able to figure something out to help them, or at least prevent more cases.
I think it might be best if we try to talk to her a bit later. I think right now it's a bit of shock. I don't know if we're going to get anything out of her. Maybe if she sees that we are, not here to do harm, might be willing to talk to us a bit more.
It does appear to be suspicious. Like she sees, keeps looking suspiciously back at Areta, and then attempts to make eye contact with Cuvier.
I'm kind of just like trying to like avoid like looking at her, just like to the side every time, just like, don't look at me, don't look at me.
She sees a blindfold, but that's about all she gets, and she just she kind of pulls her children tighter to her as she walks past you guys.
Tarmac, if you would you mind investigating the house? It maybe some kind of like magical monster, like some kind of diseased weasel or something, like a rabid raccoon or something. Like maybe there's like a broken window or a hole in the wall or something.
I think Tarmac is just down for the count right now.
Yeah.
Colin?
Colin?
He's been out for a while, and Grandpa turned into a zombie.
And Areta just asked you to go and see if you could, with your amazing investigative skills, perhaps see if some kind of rabid animal or something was the cause of this.
I wish it was.
See if there was like a hole in a wall.
So like, how are you investigating this, Tarmac?
So, as someone who is very experienced in investigating random noises in houses, I'm going to go up and the place is boarded up, right?
Mm-hmm. They just finished nailing the door shut, and Ismark is currently scrounging around to try and find more nails and boards to cover the windows.
So I'm gonna just go up and try and listen and peek in. And occasionally, if I'm not getting anything, I will make minor tapping noises on some parts of it to maybe try and draw whatever it is over to me to sort of feel out its behavior and its size.
Yeah. So, looking in, you're pretty easily able to identify what looks like an no worries, Parker. An elderly man, who looks a little bloated, but not like dramatically. So he still looks like a fairly normal person at this point, but he's like slamming his arms into the door, trying to get out. You make a noise, and he's like, and you see his eyes don't look quite right, and his mouth is kind of hanging open at an awkward angle as he makes his way over to the window and slams at it, breaking the glass out towards you, and he's like now, like as soon as you change attention, so he's like there, it's like, and it slices his arms, but like blood comes out, but not like living blood. Like,
I did not realize that there were still open windows.
Ismark was still going around trying to scrounge for boards to cover them.
This is what I get for sleeping.
He can't make it out, but he's just like, he's trying to grab at you. I assume you'd probably back off as soon as you saw him doing that.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I think it's extermination time.
Well, I mean, perhaps it's curable.
I look over to the family. I'm like, you good with me killing your grandpa?
Tarmac, no.
I pull out my hand crossbow.
Tarmac!
They as soon as that happened with the scream, they had started booking it down the street.
I need your
Oh, wait.
consent! I yell after them.
I'll kind of go after Tarmac. If we wait till tomorrow, I might be able to help him. If this is just a
Listen.
disease, I might be able to help him.
I just gesture at him with my hand crossbow. I'm like, that dude's dead.
We don't know that for sure. We can.
Aretta, make a medicine check for me.
For tonight, let's board it up.
I
Tomorrow we
assume
can
I
see.
assume Aretta can tell it's not rabies.
It does not appear to be rabies, no.
Well, Aretta's not going to figure that out. That's a 10.
A 10? It's hard to tell if this man is alive or dead. Anyone else that would like to make a medicine check may. But, like, he did cut himself on the window when he smashed his arm through it and didn't even appear to react.
Is he
Tarmac.
still breathing?
Make
Because
a medicine
the
check
only
for
thing
me,
that I can
Cuvier.
think that like Cuvier would be able to investigate is if he's still breathing and like has like normal like bodily functions kind of.
Yeah. Tarmac, his arms don't appear to be bleeding like those of a living person would.
Also, remember...
You don't hear a heartbeat, Cuvier.
Okay. He might be dead.
All right, and then during Tarmac's investigation, did he find any like? I mean, I know it was stupid, but like any small animal holes or something like that.
Anything that might have maybe infected the boy.
Grandpa.
Looking around, it's hard to tell. You don't see any obvious like bite marks on him.
Also, just to keep in mind, my character as a meme is completely unaware of all the supernatural ghosts and undead shit, but
No,
Some
Reddit was thinking it was rabies, so
like some of you might be
rabies is
completely
spread by
aware.
mammal.
Just asking Gary, I don't know to what extent the other characters would be aware of the existence of undead.
I mean, Cuvier has some
Mostly,
experience with the fucking white.
Cuvier actually has experience with zombies as well.
Oh yeah.
This guy is fairly reminiscent of like his actions are similar to those of the zombies, but he looks significantly less decayed, much fresher.
Okay.
I'm sorry, this is
I'll
this is
say
out
it.
of my territory. Rabies I've seen. I don't know what this is.
I
I've
know
had
anything
experience
from-
with like zombies before, and this is very similar, but it's weird because you said the family ran away, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I should mention, the zombie does appear, or the thing that appears to be a zombie does appear to be trying to get out of the window, but is currently failing miserably.
Okay. This is weird though, because they said he was alive this morning. This is a very fresh zombie. The only thing that I have had contact with zombies, they were old bodies. Like, so this is weird.
Okay.
Strictly speaking, in Arcana, I mean, any deceased form would do.
Alright, look, you didn't hesitate with the fucking banshee, but
I-
you're hesitating with the fucking zombie.
Give me a second. I was just about to say, I hear no heartbeat. I hear no breathing. I think he probably passed away in the
I shoot it.
afternoon when the mother was gone.
That's my
It's- yeah.
that's my cue.
Well, hold
Yeah.
off, hold off.
No.
There are other people who are said to be infected.
Wait, I
This
think
guy
that might
is
hit.
dead. This guy is dead, Aretta. He's not
but,
infected
you know,
with
you're
something. He's
dead.
dead. He is not. I have a heartbeat. I was 2 feet away from him when he was on the other side of that window. I could not hear his heartbeat.
That hits roll damage.
He is not breathing.
Wait, do
Yet
I get sneak
he's still
attack?
moving.
No.
I'll give you a sneak attack on it.
Is he aware enough to be aware of the attack?
It automatically rolled sneak attack at the beginning. It automatically
you're
rolled
right.
Sneak attack for you.
Okay.
All right.
Just use that first roll then.
So, where are you shooting this zombie? Are you shooting it in the head? Are you shooting it in
just
the-
because like Tarmac's a professional. He's a rogue. He's maybe had to assassinate someone before in a very
you
low
shoot-
part in his life.
You shoot it you aim for its head, and it goes slightly wide and hits it in its neck, and it seems, even though he's so freshly dead, the skin and bone seems really weak, and the head just kind of falls off.
Oh
Like-
dear, that.
Oh, there's no curing
And
that.
he's sitting there, like, it's still, and
Is he
just
still
now
moving?
sort of like a gird. Yes, and it's just like,
Oh shit!
I'm just gonna sacred flame that.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
let's-
getting
let's
long
paint
sword
that
out
shit.
and
all
ready
right.
to stab through the chest.
Yeah, and I'll still ally.
It fails the sacred flame. Roll damage. All right. Cuvier, make your attack. So it takes the rate as the radiant flame like takes up the zombie.
Long sword. Yeah.
Yep, that hits. Roll damage. Two-handed, I take it.
Yeah, I don't have a shield or anything, so.
All right, with that, you guys are successfully able to destroy this zombie, and it falls to the ground, dead as Cuvier's
I
sword
just like
slices off one of its arms.
straight
You
through
notice-
his chest and kind of just like I want to end it as fast as possible and like
and it kind of falls over. You see the head gnashes at you on the ground for a bit before slowly stopping and ceasing to move.
Right, what I was trying to say before we all went and killed it was perhaps if the other infected or the other victims are of the same state, then perhaps it's like a curse or something. But that head came off pretty quickly.
Ismark's just standing there and like he's like, well, you all certainly seem capable. I'm gonna go let her know that. Would you guys mind ripping the planks off of the doors?
Yes, let me take a look at the corpse
Yes,
for a bit.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I meant to be using acid. Thank you. If you remove the planks, and perhaps remove his body, perhaps we can cover the window and they can spend the night here again.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
they
We should
want.
definitely do some cleanup in case this is actually Tarmac.
I want to see if I can find like the bucket of water that they brought back too.
Yeah.
Yeah, going into peeling the planks off of the door and going inside, you see the an empty bucket of water next to a large pitcher, or a partially empty bucket of water next to a large pitcher, and a shattered glass on the floor. Or not a shattered glass, sorry, because it wouldn't be made of glass. It would be made of it's like a
Wood.
wooden or clay cup broken on the ground.
Tarmac would also just start doing some like careful cleanup of the body and like whatnot, just try and keeping things sanitary.
Well,
There
do you
is a
want
lot
to
of blood on the
investigate
floor.
before we start cleaning, perhaps.
Please. Yeah.
Oh, okay, touche.
Perhaps something he
Investigate
touched?
first.
Yeah, just make sure that. Cause she said
Tarmac
he
was
was
too
fine.
quick to clean up the crime scene.
Yeah. She said he was fine in the morning, and she came back with the water. We'll have
It
to
looks
get
like
this from her
He
after.
died
but,
drinking it, so at least
So,
dropped
for
what he was drinking.
reference,
Yeah.
yeah, for reference, on the map, this is where the house was. This is where the well was. So it's not like she had to go a long distance.
Okay. So
I'm sorry, can you ping the house again?
The house is this blue one right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that empty bucket and walk across the street to the well.
Okay.
does
Yeah.
anybody
bring your
have
bucket over to the well.
any way to
Bucket.
detect any diseases or anything, or poisons?
No,
Yeah.
but I do have the ability to talk to rats if maybe they have some information.
If we can find some, that would be very useful. Because if the
What
rats
caused this
are-
disease? What do I look like, a rat?
Thank you, Colin. I'm probably gonna set about throwing up a detect magic, and I'm gonna try and get out a bucket of water from this well.
You bring up a bucket of water, casting detect magic. It doesn't ping as magical, although I'd like you to make an Arcana check for me, or a Medicine check, whichever you choose.
Definitely
While you
Archon.
have heard of plenty of instances where zombification is magical, it generally is only magical when dead bodies are being revived.
Yeah.
You have also heard of it being spread through disease, through like the most common way is it being spread through bites, or sometimes ingesting the like enough zombie, like you've heard of some zombies that can leak fluids that can cause that can kill living things and cause them to turn into zombies.
There's a zombie in that well.
Yeah. Or something
gonna walk.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ismar went to go find the family, right?
Yeah,
I'll just help investigate and clean up around the house and wait for him to come back.
for sure. Make a what's a cleaning check? Fuck.
Sleight of hand.
What kind of check? What kind of skills would you guys like to use to try and clean up? Like, what do you think would help you could do to help clean
Perception
up
and
here?
sleight of hand.
To hide the body parts under the rock? No.
Investigation or perception combined with
Athletics to move the
Just
furniture around. we'll just rearrange
Move
their
everything in
house
the
while we'll
house
edit.
1 inch to the right.
Exactly.
Each of you make a check you feel would be helpful, and tell me how you think it'll be helpful.
I am moving all their furniture 1 inch to the right.
So Cuvier's trolling them. Noted.
You just picks up the house and slightly shifts it.
I'm
Yep.
actually going investigation just for the thoroughness and the sort of specificity of Tarmac, like doing the cleaning.
Definitely.
Like
I'll
he's
be
being
right back.
thorough. He's like, yeah.
Looking around Tarmac, you actually do find a hole in the wall that perhaps rodents could get through.
Just while
Cuvier-
we're here, but this is actually what Tarmac is good at. This is what he actually does when he tells them there's ghosts. Is he goes in and he just fixes up the entire house.
Yeah,
He
no, like
blocks off.
Cuvier, this is literally what Tarmac does. So Tarmac, with the assistance of Tarmac, you all are very easily able to actually clean this house up quite nicely. You get all the glass off the floor, which thankfully most of it went outside because of the zombie attacking the window. You're able to repurpose the boards to cover up the window and clean up pretty much all of the blood.
Oh, Gary,
Tarmac
I got
is-
out what I'm going to roll to help. I'm going to roll a religion check to have Ayun give me the patience to deal with Cuvier moving all the furniture 1 inch to the right.
All right, do it. Does she give you the patience? She
I don't
gives
know,
you
is
the
23
patience
good
to
enough?
move it 1 inch back to the left when Cuvier's
Okay,
not
I
paying
do that.
attention.
Tarmac is
Cuvier, bad
suspiciously at
news.
home.
Oh no.
As you were moving all the furniture 1 inch to the right, you don't Clippius behind you moving the furniture 1 inch back to the left. Also muted, I
Honestly,
think.
I'm kind of shocked that Clippius has the strength to like move a bed.
It's the power of her religion guides her. You can't move
Are
the
you
bed.
sure
the bed
I
is still
don't
1 inch to the
hear
right.
it
It's-
moving behind me, moving a bed?
You're too the bed
Oh,
can't
I
move, but
know.
you're too focused moving the rest of the stuff.
Cuvier loosened it up for Clippius.
Ah,
obviously.
gotcha.
Exactly, because you know what is it? Kinetic friction is less. Static friction is a lot stronger. Yeah.
One time I did investigate a ghost that turned out to be a dude living in their house that was just stealthily doing that at night.
You got to respect the hustle, honestly.
Stealth carpentry is the thing.
Well, is there any signs that happened? That there was some kind of, I don't know, miscreant hiding in here who cast a spell on this
I hate
whole
to
time?
break it to you, but I'm pretty sure that there's something wrong with the water, based on my quick check.
Are you telling this to the party or to like Ismark?
I'd tell it
He
to him
hasn't
when he
gotten
comes
back yet.
I would not mention it in front of the family, though.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Do you pour out the water they currently have?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you dump the water out of the window or somewhere out back. Ismark eventually comes back with the family site, and you can hear him profusely apologizing to the woman. And he's like, I think I regret to say, unfortunately, your grandfather is not in there anymore. However, they seemed very confident that he had already passed. And she's like, they killed him?
Can I not be in the house right when they're returning? Can I just like
Yes,
sneak
totally
out
fine.
between them showing up?
What we need is Maurice to give one of her famous talks to these families about
Oh
how
my
it doesn't
God.
matter that they're dead.
Maurice has been kind of observing and taking notes on zombies.
Hey, this would have been a good thing for me. Can I do divine sense? um,
Oh, maybe
Anything-
we
yeah.
should have done that. Or...
yeah. Anything affected by the house spell, know the location of
nervous.
any
Oh my
fey,
God.
unfiend, undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover.
You do that. Unfortunately, it currently pings nothing, as any undead that might have been there is no longer
Does
operating.
this have any residual leftover essence?
Yeah.
Make a
The
religion
sense of
check.
shame.
Yeah, there's an ongoing sense of shame.
I mean,
Oh
that
yeah,
is
Scoobier is
partially what I
great
was
at religion.
kind of trying to get at when I was mentioning the, some of us might have experience with undead.
Oh, the best part is
But I
Cuvier
had to
literally
let it
has
happen.
experience. Cuvier,
Yeah,
pick up no residual
Fuck.
information.
fuck.
I would like to remind you guys that there are other houses with signs that say that there are infected people in them.
I can do that
In
two
fact,
more times.
Roughly 15% of the houses in this town.
Is there any house like really close by chance? That had like the signage on it?
I mean, you'll have to ask one of your party members.
Guys,
But,
is there a house real close by that has?
Yeah.
Okay, you're
Equipius pretty
pointing
easily
that way,
points
but
one
you have
out
to point
you.
at the exact house.
I'm like snapping and pointing in the direction to try and give you like
Snaps.
view of it.
Just face me in the direction, and I'll walk straight towards it. I'll figure it
I
out.
just
and
point in
then...
a direction and I'm starting to make small noises with prestidigitation like down the street.
Okay, I'll real quick just like do a little like fast walk over to the house and cast
You
divine
make it
sense.
to a house that is the doors are boarded up, as are the windows.
Okay.
All right.
Divine sense.
Seeing that everybody is
You would,
moving,
you would
as
know
I
that
listen
anything
through this.
inside would probably be under total cover
Well, like that's the
because
thing
the
though.
doors
is, like,
and windows are completely boarded.
would I like? Because I don't know how a divine sense even works really, considering that I can't see.
It's
Like,
more of
is-
like
like, I
it's
just
like
feel
it's
it?
a divine sound. We'll say
Can I listen really
it's like
closely?
it's like radar. It's like a ping. No, you would if you wanted to peel some of the boards off one of the windows or peel them off the door and open the door, you could get a divine sense on it.
Can I take just the door that would be like right over the window latch and like unlatch it and kind of like half open it and just like listen in and then do it? So I
It would
wouldn't have to
pro-
open the window all the way. So if something's inside,
Yeah.
I
You
have to-
can move it like you can see through if. So weirdly, I guess a window would count as total cover. Interesting. Yeah, that's funny to think about. So yeah, you're able to peel the wood off of the door and like just slightly lift the window and you use divine sense and you get about 4 undead presences inside the building.
Okay.
Well,
Like,
that's a
or
relief. We didn't just kill that
distinctly
grandpa.
Yeah, I'll
and
shut
kill
the window
boy.
again and hammer it in or
Yeah,
like,
right.
did-
You hear
yeah.
as you start doing that, you hear and then
hammer it faster.
slamming again and like slamming against the window. You hear the breaking of glass, but the boards keep it in.
Yeah, once I have it hammered back in, I'll... Oh shit, I don't know where my parents are. Clevis!
Over here.
Okay. and I'll walk...
Get back to everyone.
Yep. Whatever this is, definitely undead. So they were he was dead.
That's very good. Yes.
He's Mark's out of breath. He's like, I do appreciate your help in solving this problem, but are you not sure you would like the evening? It's,
What?
the evening to rest. Would you like the evening to rest? I would
Yes.
be
Definitely.
extremely thankful for any of your help.
Also,
but I don't.
if
I would hate
if
to
I
see my
may-
newest friends get themselves killed immediately. Also, wait. So he looks at the dog. He's like, "Is that Lancelot?"
Maybe. Yeah, do you know
Yeah.
Gertruda?
Where on earth did you find him? I mean, I know
That's a
of
story.
her.
That's a story, man.
I mean, I mean, I knew her when she was younger. In recent years, I haven't been. She hasn't left her home much. Not that I've seen.
Let's continue this conversation back at your place, because
Perhaps before we
boy,
go
I'm
back,
tired.
though, I just wanted to mention to you, it seems as though that you're kind of attempting to lead these people.
He,
I've traced back.
he lets out a weary sigh at that.
he is leading these people. Trust me.
I did a bit of a trace back. I can do a bit more tomorrow once I can review my spells again and everything. But I believe the source of whatever is causing this problem may be coming from your water.
Are you a healer?
I study the clerical and arcane arts.
I mean, you might be able to. Interesting. Hey, look, there seems to be anyone that would like to may make an insight check here.
Definitely.
Yep.
Roll more virtual click-clack? Of course.
Clippius.
19.
Clippius and Areta, you pick up some very hesitant excitement. Like, he seems
Like
very
someone who hasn't had hope in a long time and like
Yeah,
maybe
like
just got a bit.
like someone you have just given some hope to. Because like when you first encountered him, he was definitely like a man at the end of his wits. It's like, yes, we will discuss in the morning. In fact, I hate to be a burden, but I may have another task as well that you might be able to help me with. But we'll discuss it over wine. I just finished fixing dinner, and I should have enough stew for all of you.
No complaints there.
Ping Maurice. Her head
Yeah.
pops up in excitement, I assume.
Yeah. Maurice.
And then he
Maurice
pulls
hears
out a
that.
comically large
You know,
spoon.
Maurice is actually like as you guys are walking back, Maurice eats the tart that she was given earlier, and you notice like
weren't we
within
only
5
supposed
minutes she starts yawning.
Weren't we
And
only
she's
supposed
like,
to eat like a piece? Like, did she?
That's for the pie, like a full-size
Yeah.
pie versus a small tart.
Oh, gotcha.
She got a small huckleberry tart, like a single serving
Gotcha.
type thing,
Okay.
like a mini pot brownie. No.
I was gonna say I trust Gary to give me good portions of what I should eat of edible things. So
Yeah, consumables. Colin, are you in bed?
No.
that's a
Get
yes.
out of bed. Come back. Return to us, you filthy animal. Oh, you're on the floor.
Hey!
No, we
No,
can't
no,
post this on
no
YouTube
feed
now.
on YouTube.
We can't post this on YouTube now.
Don't worry, I'll cut it. I'll
Okay, good.
I'll have to figure out how to put a little censor bar.
Just the censor bar rises up and then goes back down. Colin, sit up so you don't fall asleep again, boy.
I was gonna say, I saw this chair move at one point. I didn't know if he had like a cat or something though.
No, he is the cat.
Yeah, so let's make our way back to Eastmark's place. So
As you make it in, he opens the door, but does not invite any of you inside. He just opens the door and walks in, and calls up. He's like, "You guys, whatever you want to do is up to you." But like, he doesn't say anything. He just opens the door and walks in.
Oof, I've not been invited in. I can't go in.
And he's like,
yeah,
Irina,
is this like
I'm back, and I think I found some friends."
Yeah, he's vampire testing us.
I mean,
So
yeah,
I just walk in,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna walk in.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Cuvier was very hesitant. I'm just like, wait, are we, like, do you
He's
want
gonna
us to...
shrug and walk in.
Do you want... Okay. And,
Clippy is
like,
as tired at this point.
I'll
wants
just
some
follow
food.
everyone in, like...
He's just going in.
This seems very rude. I'll shut the door behind me.
He looks in. He's like, good. I was worried there for a moment. I'm sorry. It is. You must understand. It is customary in Barovia to not invite people in. It's.
Oh, that's strange. Why is Maurice just like unable to walk in the front door?
Oh, I shut the door.
Yeah, no.
on her.
Maurice
She's
walks
stuck
in,
out
no
there.
problem. He's like, you want. He's like, the devil and many of his allies cannot enter uninvited.
That just seems rude. Not to... like, you just walked in. I didn't know if you wanted me to come in or not.
sorry.
Like,
That
I
where
understand.
myself
Now
and
I
my
understand.
sister
But,
took
yeah.
a risk.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm sorry,
now.
but why can the devil not come in when not invited?
He's like, he is. As far as I understand it, it is a restriction of his affliction, you might say.
Like,
He is
like he's cursed.
call it. Yes. He is a vampire. He and many of those beneath him are vampires.
You know, that
They are
actually
a
clears a
plague.
lot of shit up for me. Like,
Oh, it was mentioned in the letter we found earlier.
what letter?
By the way, we need to talk, Ismia.
He's like,
Oh, yeah, that one.
what?
Yeah.
What about?
I found this letter. I'll hand him the letter we found on the corpse that got dropped off.
Let me post a picture of Ismark real quick.
Clippius, do you want to also give him the letter that I received that I probably would have given you when I lost my eyes?
Fair enough. Can't exactly read that.
Probably
Yeah.
spelled her name wrong. I'm going to correct name spelling later.
Anastrazia. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Anastrazia.
Okay, this
That makes
is
sense.
Granny M.
What does the M stand for?
Morgantha, she told
Morgantha.
you this.
Morphine.
Yeah, Granny Morphine.
That's what's in the pies.
Yeah.
You guys, in fact, as you look over, you see Maurice flop down and just passed out on the couch.
Maurice?
Granny did warn us that might
I'm
happen.
sorry, Maurice. Is a zombie plague not good enough for you?
You get no response, just a soft snoring.
Can
Maurice
I do
is
a
bored.
medicine check on her just to make sure she's not, like,
Yeah, make
Dead.
a medicine check.
or dying?
What
No,
pronouns
you can hear her
does
snoring.
Maurice
You can hear her
use?
snoring.
Oh, well, I mean, just because I can hear her snoring right now doesn't mean that she's gonna continue snoring.
She seems to be alive.
What the fuck are Maurice's
Yeah,
pronouns, by the way? Because, like,
'Cause
she's a male
them-
dwarf that's been reincarnated. as a
Male
drow.
lizard folk.
Oh, yeah.
Them? They?
I think,
Kitty.
honestly, I don't think Maurice cares.
Yeah, honestly, Maurice just doesn't care about
Maurice is
Maurice's
here to
pronouns.
eat.
Maurice.
Maurice. Maurice is Maurice.
Maurice and Morai.
Yeah.
Alright.
He
Hold
looks
on,
over
I
and
gotta
like,
post it. Let me find it.
He's like, well, I guess maybe your friend won't be joining us.
Yeah, Maurice is. I think.
God, I wish that
down
were
for the
me.
count.
God, I wish that.
All right. Well, as I have little respect for Maurice, I'm going to slap him awake and say,
As
"Come
you,
on, pay
you
attention."
slap her, she doesn't even respond. She's just out like a light. And just softly snoring.
All right. Now I'm actually getting concerned.
I'll kind of look up at Loretta like. I mean, like, I get slapping people awake. That seemed like kind of a harsh slap there, but just. I get it, I do.
What's in your pants? Doom.
I mean, listen. All right. We're not exactly on the best terms right now. And,
I get that, hold on to that, because I feel like that, and I point down at her sleeping, that doesn't seem natural to me. And I kind of go back to the rest of the party. Maybe we shouldn't eat the pie. Like...
Oh, I had no intention of eating it.
Yeah. Just...
Remember that one time we drank from a well that we just found in that house?
You want to drink from the next well now?
Hold on.
I was like, wow, yeah, we really dodged a bullet there, huh?
Wait, you think it was the pie?
Well,
yeah.
she said that they were magically laced and that they would make you fall asleep.
Yeah,
Well,
she
she
did
said that
this...
about the minced. She said about the minced meat pie, not the tart.
I mean,
Well, I think she
Oh, I
puts that
assume
in
it was-
everything,
Yeah.
you know?
All of it.
she said
yeah.
that she made her
He's like,
stuff
oh
magic.
yes, Ismark here. So she's like, so I guess you ran into Granny.
Yeah.
Yes, they do make you sleep quite deeply. Many people around here love them. It's they say the dreams are wonderful and it is a great escape from the general suffering. She'll be fine. She'll just sleep until the morning and then she'll
20
be
on
awake
the
again.
insight check just in case.
He is being entirely honest with you guys.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
About what he knows about them.
Okay.
We're also
That can also be
perhaps
very
looking for
dangerous. So.
an individual associated by proxy with her, perchance, Cuvier, if you could... I mean, this was your goal. Since we didn't give... I
The
kind of
uncle
waved
boy.
the deed around. This wasn't... We didn't give this to...
Yes. One of the papers that Clypius will give you. What order should I go in? Okay.
I'm laying everything out on the table. Just kind of
Yeah.
getting
Oh,
it all-
sorry. One last thing he would have mentioned. It's like, yes, those that love them say it's the only respite from some of the nightmares that tend to haunt you here.
Oh, wonderful. I'm just gonna go in chronological order. About 2 weeks ago now, I was fucking in the middle of the nowhere in an icy plain. I got a letter from... I don't know who at the time, because I was just told that it was a bunch of colorful travelers that sent a letter to me. That letter was marked as it was from Kolyan Indirovich, I believe, was the name.
Like, do you have that letter? I know we sent out letters, but not to anyone. We just sent them to be posted at the gates.
That's the thing.
Stop any travelers that might come by.
See, that's the thing, and like I'll kind of motion for Clypius to pull out
Yeah,
that
give
specific
the other
letter.
one that we got.
The one that I received did not say "stay away." It said "come help." That's why I was looking for Barovia, specifically to come help. And then, after we arrived in Barovia, we went through Durst Manor. Apparently everybody knows what that is. And when we got through with Durst Manor, some lady came up in a black carriage saying, "Congrats, you made it through Durst Manor.
What
You survived.
did she look
Woohoo."
like?
I don't
That's
know.
who
She
you think
sounded
it was.
weird.
I mean,
She
Yeah.
she sounded kind of like...
I don't know about that. It's there are a few.
The
There are a
devil's
few
wife.
powerful. He has more than one.
Oh!
She said her name was
great.
Anastasia.
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 Okay, yes, I have not had the pleasure of making her acquaintance, but I've heard.
Well, neither have we, so...
So she dropped off a lovely parting gift after making at least me extremely uncomfortable and pissed at her. But as they were leaving, they dumped the body of some guy. I have no idea who he was.
I
But
can give, like, a basic description. He was kind of like...
His face falls.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Devon. This is my fault. I sent him out to put the letter up on the gates, so that people might be spared the fate. I guess.
Well, and then we found
I got him killed.
the letter
Damn it.
that I assume was the actual letter that you sent. He still had it on him.
Well. That is a great pity. It was one of my father's last. He only died recently. Then
How did your father
I'm
die?
sorry. This has been. We found him dead, not a mark on him. But his face was contorted in terror. Perhaps the drains got him. Maybe his heart just stopped. I do not know. I think the devil started showing interest. Speaking of Irina, you see a beautiful young woman with dark hair and but you do notice it seems to be dyed, as there seems to be red roots showing along the center. Comes down the stairs dressed in wearing breastplate and with a sword at her hip, and she's like, yes, hello, Ismark. And she's wearing a scarf around her neck. It's like, yes, the lord of this realm recently started expressing an interest in my poor sister. She had a chance meeting with him, and well, I believe he is trying to convert her into one of his brides. And I do not. This town is no longer safe for her.
Is there any place that is safe within the walls of Barovia?
Well, perhaps the safest may be Vallaki. I have the burgomaster there, Vargas, owed my father a favor. Perhaps if you were to escort her there with that, you might be able to. He should be able to offer refuge, and at least if the last messenger we had from there is to be believed, the devil has not set foot within those walls within the past 100 years.
Look, I mean no offense when I say this, but we are newcomers here. We're not sure of tradition or the way things work entirely. We wouldn't be breaking any sort of rule, written or unwritten, by doing such, would we?
Not that I know of. He hasn't made any edicts. He has simply been courting her, and being courted by a man such as that is difficult for all involved. I do not know what brought this obsession upon him, but there is a reason she dyes her hair. She is trying to avoid notice. It is unlucky to be seen with red hair. It's bad luck. To kind of smile sadly at her.
Well, perhaps once we take a look at your well tomorrow, we could discuss helping you out with this problem.
Perhaps there is one more thing you may help me with as well. We have not yet had the chance to bring my father to the church so he can be interred. He only died 2 days ago, and it has been difficult for me to gain the aid of the people here. Everyone has been on edge, especially with the recent infections. They've only just started, and everyone is afraid.
All of this has only happened in the last few days.
It started right around. It started shortly after the devil showed his face in the town again. I fear his presence brings evil.
Shortly after he took an interest in your daughter.
Would you mind showing which
my
houses?
Sister.
I do not know off the top of my head, but they are all marked as such.
Do you happen to have a... Never mind. I was gonna ask if you... For my companions, do you have a map of the village? that they can look at?
Alas, no, there has been no. We have not had need to make maps. Travel is very dangerous between towns, which is why I must enlist your aid. I fear it is too dangerous to travel alone, and with a bigger group, especially one of perhaps more unfamiliar faces, perhaps she would manage. Perhaps you would manage to get her to Vallaki with minimal issues. No.
If since we're doing these things for you of trying to stop the zombies and trying to and taking Irina, would you mind doing a favor for me?
Of course, and also I could happily offer payment. If you can escort her, if you can get Irina to safety, and if you can ensure she is safe, I will happily pay you 100 marks.
How much is a mark worth in gold?
Sorry, we don't often get the gold here. I believe it is 2 marks per gold. Yes, you heard me right. The primary currency in Barovia is Electum. The real curse of Strahd. Electum is the primary currency.
I'm sorry, I'm out.
Yeah, no, I'm done. You fucking left.
Loretta.
I've been waiting.
The real curse of Strahd is fucking inflation. Jesus Christ.
If you need anything for your journey, as you look fairly, no offense, but you look fairly rough at the moment, you might be able to get some supplies from.
I say as I have fucking blood coming from my eyes. I have goo from ghouls and
Yes.
gas.
You might be able to get
all over.
some supplies from Bildrath, but I warn you, he is a most unpleasant man.
How so? Like, in what way?
You will pay dearly for anything you buy from him.
So he just wants money?
Yes, he is a very, very greedy man.
Well, I know alternative.
See, as he likes to say, if you want something badly enough, you'll pay for it.
If you want something badly enough, you won't pay for it.
I mean, you should. I would
You
be
should
cautious.
always pay for it, though, Tarmac.
His nephew, Periwinkle, is
Periwinkle.
quite. He may not be the how you say it, sharpest tool in the shed, but he is very loyal and very strong. He is a big softy, though. Please be kind to him. He is one of the kindest souls here.
Well, it crosses my
Don't
mind. You
forget
wouldn't.
that-
Oh,
sorry.
after you.
Like as he's saying this, Irina literally turns to him. She's like, "Really? You're just going to send me off with these strangers I have never met? What do I not get to say in this?" And he just sort of like motion. He's like, "I just want you to be safe." She's like, "Surely I'm not safer here with you than these. No offense, these strangers. How do we know they are not spies for him? He employs more than just the undead. We do not know them." And as he starts to argue, she just turns around and walks away,
Have you
like
ever
kind of like
heard
in
of
exasperation.
a blind angel, by chance?
Angel.
He stops. He's like, I can't say that I have. If you had questions, perhaps Father Donovan, but I warn you, he is. It is so embarrassing having to warn you about everything in the village, but things have been hard on him in the past few years. He is not all there, I fear. But I still need him to perform my father's last rites, so that he can find peace with the Morning Lord.
Well, it
Morning,
seems
Lord.
as though we were in luck when we ran into you.
He smiles sad. He's like, if anything,
What will
I
the
fear
others warn us about you?
that I am apparently nowhere near as good as my father.
Well, no one is. Tarmac says.
Yeah.
I kind of like look over and raise an eyebrow, like.
Well, some people don't know their fathers, so they might be just fine without them. So
Daddy issues all around.
well, I don't know if I have daddy issues. I just don't know. So I could have a great
That
father.
is the
Who knows?
definition of a daddy issue.
Daddy, you have to have a daddy in order to have a daddy issue, bud.
Oh no, you
That is-
don't.
No, you don't.
You hear a sarcastic comment from the other room. Great, another group with great, more adventurers with daddy issues. How long is it? Well, actually,
I do not
the
have
only
daddy
adventurers I
issues.
ever seem to meet have daddy issues. Why is this?
Aretta, do you have daddy issues?
Why do you think you become an adventurer?
I became an adventurer because it was better than fucking jail. It's nothing to do with
You
daddy
see,
issues.
like,
You were in jail because you had daddy.
No, I wasn't. I was in jail for something completely different.
We are really setting ourselves highly right now.
You see over towards the corner, leaning like just sort of like casually leaning against the door, is Irina, her hand over her face, like chuckling.
I really
I'm
should
trying
not
to
have
know,
revealed that
perhaps
I was
you are
in
not
jail
also
right in front of the people who were trying to hire me to take his sister somewhere.
I'm trying to convince them that there's no possible way that we could be spies for Strahd.
Trust me, I
Seems to
think
me
they're
that the more
convinced.
we're talking, the worse we're looking.
Yeah, but they're more
That's
convinced
ridiculous.
that we're not working for Strahd.
Anyway, so perhaps you can answer a question of mine. Have you heard any tales of werewolves in the area?
It's like, what haven't we heard the tales of? These woods are more wolf than wood.
Well, I say it's more myth than anything, but
He's like, yes, the mist is inescapable.
Perhaps you've heard of we have a bit of a conundrum on our hands. We're looking for a
which one?
Dimov, brother of Gustav Durst.
He's like, I'm afraid I do not know of any Dursts. I'm unfamiliar with the name.
We found it in the house down the way.
You went through that and you survived.
It shouldn't be
must
much of a
admit.
problem now.
Yeah, I
I-
told
Two
you.
of us didn't.
The
I mean, we occasionally find bodies lying outside of it.
Yes,
I'll-
it was definitely haunted to some degree, but I think we.
Yes, I
think we
must
fixed
I
that.
must admit I know nothing about it. We tried to put up a sign by it, but it kept getting moved. I'm not sure what caused that.
yeah, you should put the sign on the other side, because you know.
We did. We put it on the other side for the gate, closer to the gate,
Okay,
to try and
makes
warn new
sense.
travelers.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we definitely talked to the kids. We didn't see that sign.
Oh well,
I mean, they were nice kids.
I'm
so-
amazed you all survived.
Only
As-
two of us
didn't.
didn't.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to? And he kind of like gestures at Aretta, trying not to point and be rude.
And I kind of like the Cuvier's face.
Yeah.
And Tarmac's like, "Ah, and it's what made me so much uglier.
Oh, I didn't notice.
He just sort of.
I'm just like in the background, just like.
Well, I mean, if anything, that may have sold me. And honestly, if you at this point, if you are spies for him,
Damn.
I
we're
don't
good
know what I
spies
could
if
do.
we
I feel
were.
like he could come here and take her if he wanted. She's like, I'm not
But-
completely helpless, you know.
I was just about to ask. Can I turn towards Arena's direction? Can you fight, or like how?
More well armored than us right now.
Yeah,
She,
like you
she
sound
pulls out her
really
sword, she's
armored.
like, I mean, Ismark has showed me some things, but I am by no means a trained fighter. Not like him. He's been training his whole life to. He says to keep us safe, but Ismark nods. He's like, but I fear I am not capable enough. I've had no teachers. I've only what I've learned myself.
Well,
We
if
don't.
you're not
The last
fully-
the last adventurers we got through here were many years ago, and We never saw them
All
again.
had daddy issues, apparently.
Irina chuckles again. He's more like, I suppose? I am sorry. I'm not too familiar with it. Irina rolls her eyes and like behind him.
I mean,
All
why
right,
aren't you an adventurer? You have daddy issues, right? Like,
Who are you addressing this at?
I would say both of them, but I'm probably more facing Eastmark.
He's like, I have my duty to the town.
Well, he kind of is. He's
True,
just an
true.
at-home adventurer, you know?
Oh yeah.
He's like, I am doing my best, but it is challenging for sure.
Irina, would you like to be an adventurer? Come with us to Volaki.
I mean,
It's a fun life.
yes, but
You might lose your eyes.
as long as you promise to not treat me like, I don't know, like, no offense, Ismar, but like I am some delicate flower that will blow away in the wind.
If
I'm
anything,
capable.
We'll probably ignore you at inopportune times and potentially get you hurt. That
You're not-
was a joke.
Ismar kind of
Hopefully.
glares at you with that. He's like, "You better not. If you find that if you hurt her, if you get her hurt or killed,
Even I felt
I
that
will
glare.
find
Whew.
you." And he's like, and I'm sure I fear to think what the devil would do should something happen to her.
I asked earlier if you had heard about a blind angel, because a blind angel may have come to me and specifically told me Strahd's not gonna stay here much longer. Or sorry,
Then-
to make sure that the devil of yours does not stay here much longer. So
He's like,
you have
he
no
like
issues with me.
as you say his name, he makes a sharp intake of breath. He's like, you know, it may just be an old legend, but we do not speak his name. We fear it may draw his attention.
Gotcha.
And you,
Sorry,
who
Sorry
knows
about
the
that,
limits
Bella.
of his powers?
I'll call him Strahd.
Please, he's like, please do not keep saying his name.
Strahd,
I
where
don't-
are you?
We already are having
It's
this house is already
Strahd,
stressing.
Stratty.
Stratty.
I hate all of you.
Drag.
Hey,
Let's just
if
call-
he's
start calling
got
him
daddy
Drag.
issues, he might be an adventurer too.
We all got
Start
Stratty.
calling him,
He's like, be careful if you
Strahd
say
just
that
comes
people will
down and
think you are
smites
like
us
the
all.
Vistana and spies for him.
Oh, Yeah.
For I know of no one else that is so willing to speak his name freely.
Raw daddy.
Rada.
Strawdad? Like, crawdad?
Strahd. Shut up. It's like as he serves you, you see like kind of a bleary Maurice somehow awakened by the scent of food wander, and it's like, and just sort of grab a bowl and start quietly eating in the corner.
Okay. Can I request...
she's still asleep, but just let her do it.
Can I request a 30-minute nap?
Are you? Here's my question, Colin. Would you even awake back up in 30 minutes?
Like, if I'd force myself to. Like, even if it doesn't work.
All right.
Break.
No, you
How
guys,
about
like,
we
you guys
take-
can keep going. I'm just fucking tired.
That's fair. It's up to you guys. I need to grab a snack soon. How about we'll call it a 15-minute break,
And then I'll just,
And-
like... Yeah.
and then Colin will hopefully return to us within another 15.
All
Yeah,
right.
works for me.
All right, because I need a snack.
Okay.